I don't hear anything in my headphones.
Turning them off.
I hear my voice. No, I hear my voice and I hear your voice loud and clear, but I don't hear any music or the radio station.
Well, it's playing.
Well, I can't tell if it's playing.
Well, trust me, it's playing.
Well, what's playing? Is Brian the Queen is playing? Okay, well, I'll pretend I can hear. Well, we're trying. Poor Flounder's in there going on. I don't know what happened.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I sat down. I sat down in the freaking chair, and it's plugged in, and it's the mic's on, and everything's here, and I can't hear anything but my own voice.
That's really weird.
And your voice. You're my voice, and that's it.
How about now?
Well, I can hear you're in my voice, and yeah, nice try. Anyway, are we still? If we're playing music, it's Brian May with Queen, who posted a note on this day in 2016, objecting to Donald Trump's use of "We Are the Champions" at campaign events. Regardless of his platform, Queen wrote, "It's always been against our policy to allow Queen music to be used as any political campaigning tool." The following month, despite the request or the demand, Donald Trump used the Queen song as his entrance music when he made his first appearance at the Republican convention, along with a sign that said, "Eat me." So I think that was probably he didn't want to say that. Is Mike around? Because I can't. This is going to be really weird. A couple of birthdays on our Kim and Kardashian and Kanye West, as you know, had a daughter 10 years ago today. They named their daughter, whose last name is West. They named her North. Northwest is 10 years old today. They call her Nori. She's going to be shoved into her locker. Lincecum, the former Giant and Angels pitcher who won 2 National League Cy Young Awards in his first 2 seasons in the majors. Tim Lincecum is 39, and he did he get what happened? He just got older.
He was a short guy. He used his entire body, and it just wore down.
Yeah.
He was a short little guy. He generated a lot of power. He put the ball almost to the ground to get a good head start. And
anyway, so that there's birthday things and a music thing. And
he used to give the Braves fits. I mean, he was really good.
Oh, he was great. Well, he won Cy Young Award first 2 years. I mean, in the majors. Pretty good. How you doing? There's Mike. He sneaked up on me. I don't know what's going on. Can we try to play some music, see if it's working, or is this a thing? Now, the other day when I was here, on Monday, everything was fine. Yeah, there we go. I can hear it.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have all these options.
I can hear it now.
All right, that's fine then.
All right, now the other problem is that now that no longer controls the volume.
Yeah, hang on.
Thank God this is rehearsal.
Well, it's live radio. This is the way it goes. I can't. We're going to get it settled because otherwise this will be very bad. All right, now I hear music. Now let's see if I can. This works now. Thanks, Mike.
He just came in and fixed it, and you immediately started finagling.
Middle bangling, and I had to say, that just weren't working here.
And you immediately start playing with the knobs.
Well, I'm just having to fix it the way I want it.
I feel like your mom. Leave it alone.
Get away from me. Mom, he's touching me.
Quit touching me.
Pain in the ass.
Stop touching that.
Get out of here. Hey, Did we even say hello?
No.
I'm sorry. I don't like things that aren't good. Anyway,
you want to re-enter the show?
Let's start
over again. Hold on.
No.
Take 2.
Oh, God.
Hey, how's it going? It's only me. It's only the Giver 307 with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and mechanical angler Flounder at the controls.
The camera is only on me, which I'm not complaining.
Even better. Well, there you are. We do have
there we are.
Mike was in there troubleshooting, so I took the two shot to a one shot.
Again, it's not just me. In fact, when we came in, we have 2 great big TV screens, and they weren't working. And Mike had to actually get up on the couch behind the TV screens to try to snorkelate the wires. And anyway, so we're live, we're happy, we're on the radio, and God bless America. Anyway, here's some phone. We like phone. We love phone calls. Area 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. 1230. Okay, I can still hear music. He's playing. It's good. It's good. It's good. Brian May. Donald Trump stopping in. We already made it. Okay, good. Just to reset. Anyway, coming up today, we got a million things. We talked about superstitions. I did something today I thought was, you know what? Pete Davis, before we started about 10 minutes ago, Pete Davis said to me, yesterday you were talking really, really fast. Was there a problem, or were you using something bad, or No, I know.
Oh, it's called Flounder. Is he doing cocaine in there?
No. I had a friend who, he said, no, I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells. So again, you can't. How can
there are a bunch of small baggies laying around the room when I left.
No, I would never do. In fact, thank God, I'd be dead if I did cocaine. I'd
be dead too.
No, I can't hear anything now. I don't hear a thing now. What happened?
He's fixing it from the back, so we're good. He's fixing it from the back, so just talk. We're good.
It was fixed. What do you mean fixing it again?
He's making sure it never happens again.
Okay, well, can you hear me? Because I can't hear anything.
We can hear you fine.
And I forgot what I was saying a minute ago.
You were talking about me saying something to you right before we started the show.
I was talking to... I did.
You're talking about how you can't do cocaine.
No, I've never done cocaine. In fact, I have smoked weed. I told you I never smoked pot in the Marines.
Yeah, that's true.
I never smoked pot in college or prep school. I only smoked pot when we got... I hate not being over here. Only smoked pot the first time when I was at the end of graduate school with my graduate advisor. I was a teacher at Michigan State, and we had celebrated our... So anyway, I don't know what that means, but anyway. Okay, so superstitions. This morning, as you know, and I think you're this too, I never wear the same a pair of socks. I always split up a pair. I never wear the two similar socks.
Right.
And for some reason... how are we doing now? Mike's fixing this here because I really want to be able to hear again. I hear nothing right now. There we go. I hear 460 feet. That was 680. Okay. We got 680 coming in pretty good.
Yeah, our sister station.
No, I don't hear anything. I'm still dead. I got nothing. You had fixed it before. What? I don't get it. He fixed it.
Yay!
Well, I still can't hear. Anyway, I'm listening to 680.
Nothing's happening but you talking, so what are you listening for?
I'm just taking these off. Well, okay, so a stupid superstition. I had a doctor's appointment today.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm hoping everything is good and everything's going to be fine. And so I get up and I'm doing the thing. I'm ready to go. When I leave, when I get dressed, I never wear the same two socks. I always split up the pairs of socks. And I always, for some reason, take the darker of the two socks on my right foot. For some reason, they're never the same. One's always darker than the other. Almost always one darker than the other.
I always put the patriotic sock on my right foot.
Well, no, there you are. But in other words, you have a thing, I have a thing. I put the darkest on the right foot. Today, I put it on the wrong foot.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And look what happened.
All right. We working? Let's try it again. Mike's back, ladies and gentlemen. Are we? Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. I can hear me. Now, play some music. See if we can play music, too. Can we play a little song there? Mike, we got it. Mike,
I can't hear anything now.
Oh, my God.
I'm kidding.
Stop that. Go away. We're done. Don't fix it again, will you?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Well done. What a man.
We'll see what happens when you put your sock on the wrong foot.
Well, that's exactly what happened, and this is the result.
Exactly.
You don't test stuff like that. By the way, all right, first, okay, we got to reset. I'm so embarrassed. 311. This is the worst program I've ever done.
So you guys want to start over again?
No.
I don't think they
It doesn't take much to derail this show. You know.
Well, yeah. That's why I haven't been on the air in 5 years.
Right,
404-741-1230. Okay, Father's Day coming up. You have any Father's Day stuff or tips or how to make it a better day for your dad, or if you're a dad and wanted tips or kids for whatever, we'd be happy to help you. Love phone calls. Coming up, we got a million great stories here today, including Adam Schiff for Brains, who got away with 20 scuzzballs from the United States Republican side of the Congress, and we're going to, in fact, I'm going to call them. In fact, can you get in a second there, Flounder, if you don't mind? I'm going to call them in just a minute. I'll let you hit the phone for me. Also, President Stupid Face is now planning to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean.
It's going to take a lot of coolies.
No, I'm saying, bring where are the Chinamen? How are you going to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean?
You got to be careful. You'll lose a perfectly good hand cart.
I want you to go down there and test the quicksand. Don't ruin a good hand cart.
That's close.
Anyway, so we got that going for us. Also, the Pennsylvania woman who I think the devil is in this woman. Now, what she did to her husband in the military and the children, the family at Father's Day. So, all right, first of all, Flounder, if you don't mind, would you? I'm going to dial Congressman Kelly Armstrong of North Dakota, who voted in favor of giving Adam Schiff for Brains a dodging a bullet. So let me dial the phone number there in Washington. All right, it's ringing now. dialing the number there. See if we can go. Hi. Now, again, hold on, please. For the record, we're not allowed to put people on the radio unless we have their permission. So I'm just going to hear my side of the conversation. Hi, Kelly Armstrong's office. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking to the guys. Listen, this is the Kimmer. I just have a question. Is Kelly still a piece of crap anarchist who hates America? Or is she, because she's siding with all the liberals and the scum? Hello? Yeah. Oh, well, that didn't work too well. Anyway, we're going to be trying to hold these people's feet to the fire because this is disgusting. Once again, the GOP is going to blow it for everybody. Yep. Here we go.
Paid off.
And it's got nothing to do with Trump. It's got with people reacting to the wrong things and not really caring about where the country's going. My God. Also, cable bills. Neil Bortz on kissing girls and what they're going to do because of that. Pete's tweets. Holy crap at sports. The Biden administration changing, and now the U.S. Marine Corps is now the U.S. Murdering Corps, according to President Stupid Face. Coming up, 314 106.3. It's only the Kimmer and Pete and Flounder. The actual show begins almost any minute now. Look out. And it's only me, it's only the Kimmer, actually starting the actual program now. 319 with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. Holy crap, it's sports, best podcast in America, sports thing. Tomorrow, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okie dokie. And Flounder at the mechanical mangler at the controls, along with help from Mike. Mike did a thing. Oh, by the way, do we want to tell him what happened in here?
No.
I'm going to tell him right now. Earlier, we started the show today, and it was a piece of crap show because I couldn't hear squat. Couldn't hear jack squat. It was horrible. And it was all thin. And then so Mike comes in, and he's fiddling around. I'm listening to 680 instead of our own station. Can't hear any music, because this little plug-in for the headset thing. And so then we fixed it, and then he said, no, we got to double fix it. So then he killed it again. Then it was going on and on and on. You know why this happened? Apparently, well, the Rhino was, I thought he was on vacation.
Well, he did this before he left.
Oh, he spilled coffee in there. He dumped a bucket of coffee in the little plug-in thing.
Well, he's got those stubby little fingers.
He's got those stubby little fingers.
He can't hold on to the cups.
Well, you know what happened? Because he won a couple of those gold medals in hockey, and it messed up the gloves, messed up his little stubby little fingers.
Well, the gold.
Squashing in from the goal, they were
the rings.
Unbelievable. Too many rings. You got like 2 rings on each finger. Anyway, how you doing? We're playing music. Sorry, Stone Roses. I've never heard of this group, but I know that Flounder picked them for a very good reason. On this day in 2013, a 24-year-old woman died after falling at the Stone Roses concert in Glasgow.
Oh, no.
Well, that is amusing.
Did she bounce?
But normally you pick a song and it's got a story.
It's a nice story. Nobody died.
My short attention span, I just saw the Stone Roses.
It was the youngest girl ever to record a #1 hit or something like that. There's a reason for that. Anyway, so a girl died at this concert. 50,000 fans in Glasgow to hear the Manchester indie band. Police arrested 24 people because they were antisocial. Well, that's as damn good reason as any.
It's like that famous the Casey Kasem recording. You know those damn love songs, man, coming in.
Oh, man, we should play that. We got that somewhere.
A dog death dedication.
No, wait, go get it. Have we got that on your
I'll have to find it and make sure it's clean.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's clean. You have to clean it. I think we had a clean version.
Let me check and I'll see if I can find it.
No, and again, from years ago, I used to have this little magic box, and Flounder put a whole bunch of stuff in it and things, and so we're going to try to find out. It was pretty cute. A couple of quick birthdays. Excuse me. This was a shock. Neil Patrick Harris is 50. He was the Doogie Howser, right? Okay. I saw in my listings on TV, I go through the guide, see what's going on, and there was a listing. Hi, Amanda. There you go. She's our girl. And Doogie Howser guy is on a new show about couples of something or other, and I didn't know what it's about. It's a totally gay guy, intimate gay guy series, and which is fine because I think isn't he actually gay, which is fine. But because I was wondering, again, because of Hollywood, if you're not gay, you can't get a role as a gay actor. So
Well, Modern Family, the guy who played the larger dude, he's not gay.
He's not gay. No, but you're not anymore. It's like, when if they were going to do a remake of Ironside. In fact, they put a casting call. Remember, what's the fat actor? Raymond Burr, Perry Mason, and then Ironside. And they're going to do a remake of it, a modern version with the latest technology and stuff. And they put in a casting call for a guy 45 to 55 years old, dark hair, heavy set, who's willing to sever his spinal cord. So again, it's just a part of the audition process now.
It was on HBO for 2 seasons.
Well, there you are.
They just canceled it, by the way.
What, Tag?
The new Perry Mason. And people loved it.
Oh, I hated it. It was the guy from The Americans.
Americans, yeah.
I hated that series. I tried to watch it. I couldn't watch it. It was dark and kind of sad and depressing. I couldn't watch it.
Well, he's Welsh. He can't help it,
But I mean, this whole series, and he sure didn't act like any Perry Mason, that I was used to growing up.
Earl Stanley Gardner.
Yeah, not exactly. Her hips whispered a sweet hello as she sashayed across the room.
That's Sam Spade.
No, that's the other one.
Dashiell Hammett.
Yeah, Hammett, and there was one more. No,
Nikki Spillane.
Nikki Spillane, that's who it was. Her hips whispered a sweet hello.
Hello.
God, it was a dark and stormy night. Anyway, Neil Patrick Harris is 50. That took a long time to give his birthday.
That sure did.
I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah, he played a straight horn dog on that How I Met Your Mother show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, too. Anyway, okay, billion things. Let me give you the phone number again. We love phone calls and a couple things. We will be giving away 2 tickets to go see Greg Gutfeld this Saturday at the Fabulous Fox Theater, and along with Tom Shalhoub, who's the comedian guy, and they do a show, and we have 2 tickets, and we'll give this away. I don't know how yet. At some point, probably there was someone who calls and entertains us, or maybe we'll do a quiz later. I don't know. It's no begging. We're not going to. Nobody. If you call in and say I want to buy get those tickets, you're not going to get them. That wouldn't be fair.
It's worked so far.
I know, but that's because this is all new. Well, again, this is a brand new show, and I'm guessing. In fact, I would love to hear if you are a new listener. Because, again, we haven't been on the radio in years. And so I'm assuming that with turnover in population and people moving in, and I'm seriously,
people dying.
I have no idea what percentage of people listening right now have any idea what our show is. I've never heard us before.
We've probably had thousands of people who attended Stone Roses concerts and fell and died.
They could have been killed and we never knew it. And now we've lost them forever. Anyway.
Tell them what we're going to give away next week.
Next week we're giving away Braves tickets.
Yeah, to... What, be in the booth with us or something?
Oh, is that what it's about?
Tell us, Flounder.
It's a day game on the 28th of June. Is that the one we're giving away?
I believe that is the day, and it's a day game.
Wednesdays.
And we're giving away some tickets to where some listeners will be able to hang out with us as well as the Morning Extra.
Now are we? Is it a booth
Again, I'm
thing?
not sure all the details yet, so once we have those details.
And I think Monday, we're going to start this, so we'll know by Monday.
Yes, by Monday we'll be starting this.
We'll start giving away tickets to the to meet with us. Now, again, obviously, it's a day game, but still, we still have a show to do, so we're going to be there for a few minutes. We won't be there until
it'll be in the suite. It'll be in the company suite.
And they get to watch the game in the suite?
We all do.
That's great. Outstanding.
Well, we'll stay there till at least 1, then walk across the street.
Yeah, well, if you get there before, at noon or something, we'll be there. We'll be there for an hour at least, I'm guessing. Or whatever.
I'm going to get there around 11:30.
We'll get there
11:30.
Yeah, we'll get there before noon, I'm sure. We'll definitely be here before that. Anyway, so that's starting next Monday. And again, we have to figure out some kind of way to give them away. Should it be a sports thing, or do we care? Well,
yeah.
We'll see. Just Braves fans. They don't have to be sports fans. Anyway, okay. Now, I don't know where to start. These 20. We're so upset. In fact, Pete texted me last night and said these freaking Republicans in Congress have let Adam Schifferbrains get away with it again. He was clearly the most irresponsible of all the politicians concerning Donald Trump's so-called collusion with the Russians. Schiff repeatedly said, "I've seen the evidence. There's no question about it." How many times did you hear him say, "I've seen the evidence"? Mm-hmm. And it was all a lie. He deliberately lied, and the resolution was to fine him $16 million. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of these people said that we don't think that's fair, so I can't vote for it, which is pretty stupid. If they just voted to say, the vote originally was to censure him, not censor, but censure him and complain about him, and it was voted. They tabled it because a lot of people said, no, that isn't fair, that $16 million fine, that's kind of stupid. He was repeatedly telling falsehoods. Representative Schiff purposely deceived his committee, Congress, and the American people, according to the resolution. Mm-hmm. You lent credibility to the Steele dossier, a collection of debunked collusion accusations funded by President Trump's political rivals, by reading false Steele allegations into the congressional record. Adam Schifferbrains, and because the GOP has no testicles, they said, "Gee, we're sorry, Adam. Didn't mean to put you up in public ridicule or anything, so we'll close the case, and you can do whatever the hell you want, because we're a bunch of freaking cowards, nutless wonders who are willing to go along." How could they possibly not finally get back at the people who started this?
And lied to all of us.
Bald-faced lied day after day for years. And they're still lying about it.
One ray of sunshine. Supposedly, right after this vote, Luna from, I think she's a lady from Florida.
Yeah, she is.
Walked up to Schiff to his face and says, "Don't worry, I'm going to put this back in next week."
Yeah. Now, they're going to put it back without the fine.
Without the fine. So there's no excuse at that point.
I promise you, if they do this again, they all need to go. And the same way, in fact, the same way that I tell you who also needs to go is the grand jury members of the Daniel Penny case. This is unbelievable. And by the way, coming up, we're going to talk about that psycho woman who did horrible things to a husband and father and, well, he's in the military, psycho devil people. And we'll talk about President Stupid's plan to build a railroad over the Indian Ocean.
It'll work.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I have nothing but confidence and very little of that.
But coming up, we'll have the latest on Daniel Penny. There were 23 members of the grand jury that indicted him. It only takes 12 to do it. I don't know how, because it's supposed to be secret, so I don't know how many did it. But if we can find out their names, we're going to dox them. We're going to have people showing up in the middle of the night with sirens and pitchforks and hay bales on fire. Well, no, we aren't, but I want to do it. I think it would be the right thing to do, and I want to do it. I can't. It's 3:20. It's 3:29. We'll be back.
to see this week. It's a last time I want somebody to use his brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about a dog dying.
Oh, mercy! Look out, 3:34, and it's only the Kimmer and Pete and Flounder. Play it. You're good. Here we go. Elton John, look out. Man. Wow. Man, a little jazzy here with Elton John. By the way, a case against the man accused of threatening Elton John's life was withdrawn just hours before the trial was supposed to begin on this day in 2010. Neil Horsley responded to Elton's suggestion that Jesus Christ was gay in a Parade magazine interview. He wrote an angry online response entitled, "Why Elton John Must Die." After being held here in Atlanta in the Georgia jail since the March before, the Fulton County Superior Court Judge Kimberly Esman Adams dismissed the case against Horsley because he was just a stupid jerk idiot and it really wasn't like a crime thing. So anyway, there you go. All right, we got a couple of quick birthdays. We'll do the actual program. Poppy Montgomery, you know who that is? She was on Without a Trace and Detective Carrie Wells on Unforgettable, 51. She was kind of hot. She has a great mouth. I think there's something about her mouth. Poppy Montgomery, blonde, kind of tall, blonde chick, good looking. She's got a great mouth. I don't know. I can't remember why. Lee Remini. Well, I'm sorry. I had to play. I just said it. I'm sorry. Right. Look at a girl and remember, say something. She's got a nice, funny mouth, a different mouth.
You've said that.
I've just probably
said covered that.
Well, you reacted. Oh my God! They're going to fire me. I know it. Lee Remini or Remini, right? Remini.
Lee Remini.
King of Queens. Kevin can wait. She's 53, and she was, I guess, the leader of the deculting of the Scientology.
Yeah,
people.
She's big,
and she's still haven't killed her. She's still alive. That's good. Good for her. And Ice Cube is 54. I was wondering how old he was. Ice Cube. All right. Anyway, here's number 404. 741, I can't read the thing. 741-1230, 404-741-1230. We love your phone calls. And again, on anything in the news, the 20 Republicans, let's do that. Should we hear your president showers with daughter on his program to build a railroad track across the Indian Ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, your president here.
We have plans to build a railroad from the Pacific all the way across the Indian Ocean. We have plans to build in Angola, one of the largest solar plants in the world. I can go on, but I'm not. I'm going off script. I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Can you imagine any other president saying a thing like that? I'm going off script and I'm going to get in trouble. You freaking pansy.
And that we're building a railroad across the Indian Ocean.
I mean, just the fact that once again, he did it, but we're going to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean. How are they going to do that?
How deep that is.
I mean, come on.
We can't even find a plane that landed there.
Well, here's some of the reactions. Congressman Jason Chavez, former GOP guy, said, bold initiative, Mr. President. That's going to be a heck of a railroad, says Matt Whitlock. Put Grandpa to bed, said Josh Hawley. Biden again is warning, of course, of his existence. He wants to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean. These are the same people, by the way. Remember, they want to stop using steel in buildings. And they want to stop using real glass because the sun has too much heat and stuff generated. Biden warns against the existential threat of climate change for the most ambitious climate and environmental justice campaign. Oh, my God. What an idiot.
How much does Malaysian Airlines charge for a nonstop flight from Kuala Lumpur to the bottom of the Indian Ocean? I'm just curious.
This is unbelievable. Anyway, 404-741-1230. Yes, sir.
Speaking of which, I was going to do this in Pete's tweets, but since you brought it up about this gentleman here, it's pretty amazing. Let's see. Where is he? Okay, hold on a second. We got it here.
Yeah,
okay. Bicyclist Martin de Jong was scheduled to fly on Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, which vanished without a trace,
Yeah.
He also had a ticket on board MH17, which the Russians shot down over Ukraine. Both times he changed his flight plan at the last minute.
Whoa, 2 of them?
2 of them.
I want to hang around this guy.
I'm flying with this guy.
That's what I was going to say.
You feel good about today's flight there, Martin?
Well, I know a friend of mine, for example, he said, that's why I always carry a bomb on a plane, because what are the chances there's going to be 2 of them? I'm not sure that's the proper way to think about it.
I'm a serial killer. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
That'd be too much of a coincidence.
Yeah. or the guy goes over to play the famous St. Andrews course in Scotland. And of course, and this is a true story. I think one of the Golf Channel things. And the guy finally, his dream come true, and his bucket list, like Pete with his flying his Messerschmitt Spitfire thing.
Spitfire.
And the guy finally gets a round of the St. Andrews, and he's playing around, and he's near the end of the thing, and he turns to the caddy, and he says, I don't want to complain, but you're the worst caddy I've ever seen. And the caddy says, well, that would be too much of a coincidence. Anyway, okay, stories and stories. Where do you hear about the Pennsylvania woman, heinous graphic, pushing her boyfriend to the end? Once again, the devil's greatest trick is convincing people he's not real.
Is that her name? Heinous graphic?
Heinous graphic. Good evening. That'd be a great newsman.
It would.
Here's the news. Heinous graphic reporting. Back to you, Heinous. This is Heinous graphic reporting.
I'm going to use it. Next time I sign into a hotel, I have heinous graphic.
I actually was on here, came on and said, this is the National Broadcorping Castration. Just fooling around.
Bing, everybody.
Yeah. Ooh. We have actual stories, actual stuff. Can I do a personal thing that I can't believe I did a technical thing and pulled it off?
Flounder, whose name is on this show?
Kimmer.
You can do it.
Oh, my God. Well, I'll make it quick. I actually,
about that for a
did
minute.
2 things today which gave me confidence that I haven't lost it totally.
Okay.
Because, as you know, I'm not, when I talk to Shane, in fact, we got to talk to Shane. Shane's in today, right?
Yes.
We got to talk to Shane.
Oh.
We keep wanting to talk to Shane. But again, when I was doing the magic, my music stick, and he wanted to ask me about the USB, I don't know what that is. Anyway, so as an example, today, now, when I came home yesterday, there was a power surge. All the lights are clicking. All the what do you call them? Clocks are clicking, tinkling, or whatever they call it. Blinking lights, and my alarm was going. Yeah, and my alarm box setting was going ding 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 like that. I guess all day since I left at 11 o'clock yesterday morning, whatever it was. So I got home, and now the problem is I don't own the joint. I'm renting their place, and now I got to figure out. What always scares me is when I try to reset the alarm code boxes. One time I did it, and the damn alarm went off. And so I don't really know what I'm doing because I didn't. It's not my system. I didn't order it. I didn't buy. You know what I mean? So I start pushing buttons, and I'm trying to go to thing, and I actually figured out how to not have the alarm go off until I wanted it to, and to put the ringer back on again. And I figured it out myself without setting off the alarm. That's big for me.
Well, I was about to ask, did you mistakenly figure it out, or did you actually did you sort of some troubleshooting?
Well, if you want to talk about mistakenly figure it out, that's number 2. This morning, when I leave this bill, when I leave the ballpark, I always use Waze. I know how to get home, but I always use Waze because so far, I'm not making this up. Again, last night, a different way home. When you turn out of the ballpark, you can go left or right, and then left, right, left. I mean, there's a million different ways.
Are you sure the Alzheimer's isn't kicking in?
I'm telling you, I put on Waze because they know where the wrecks are or whatever's going on. Just getting out here, you could go on Windy Hill, you could be on one of these park. I mean, it's there's 5 different ways, and I've taken all of them. So that's why I keep Waze on to see what the best way is to go. So this morning I had a doctor's appointment, and it was up off of in Alpharetta somewhere, Johns Creek, Alpharetta area, and I knew basically where it was, but I didn't. I always use Waze, even to go. It's only 7 or 8 miles or whatever, because it might have a way to go better. So I put the Waze on. So I get on my driveway and I hit the Waze and I put the address of the thing, and it says, on my phone, something flashed on my phone, and I saw something like a message that said something not connected. And I didn't really pay attention to it. I kind of ignored it and just kind of opened the phone. And then I hit the Waze button, and it says, Waze not available. There's no connection. And I thought, oh my God. So now I don't know how to get there.
Can't get there from here.
Well, I know. You know, you can't. And I couldn't even Google. You know, I tried to go Google Maps, look it up. And it said not available. So obviously something happened on my phone.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, oh my God! I'm not. By the way, I'm not making this up. This is this morning. When I realized this happened, I'm driving down Encore Parkway, and I'm trying to, because I know I'm going in that area. So when this happened, I pulled right to a bank parking lot and pulled over and started to call your number.
Why?
To find out how to get my phone to work. Because there was something bad in my phone happened, and I didn't do it. I didn't know anything. I didn't do anything from last night, and all of a sudden, if my phone's not, something's not clicking in. It's not connecting with anything. So I was going to say, how the hell? I got to find out before I'm supposed to get there. so then I said, well, I'll go into settings, and I just start clicking things on the little circles.
Well, thank God the music's playing. By the way, Grubbinator has written on YouTube, Claude Justo and now heinous graphic.
I'm changing my name. It's 3:45. I swear we got a show coming up. We're going to start any minute now with a Kipper and Pete and Flounder, I promise. I swear. I forgot to look at the sheet here. Hold on. It's 3:51. What's unusual about that today? Hold on. Is this Nirvana? Yeah, baby. Look at me. 1989. Hold on. I got to find my thing.
Sounds
here.
like Tom Petty.
Tom Petty sounds like. 1989, Nirvana's debut album, Bleach, was released in America. The title came from a poster, Bleach Your Works, urging drug users to bleach their needles. Kurt Cobain claimed that most of the lyrics of the album were written the night before recording it while he was feeling ticked off and that he did not regard them very highly. Anyway, that's Kurt Cobain. Not a happy ending there. Quick birthday or two. Courtney Cox, 59 today. And I remember she got her start on the Bruce Springsteen, the Springs cheater, on his video. And she was one of three girls in the front of the audience. There was a couple of blondes, and Courtney Cox. And the story was that the girls knew that one of them was going to be chosen to be pulled up on stage to dance at the end of Bruce Springsteen's I Hate You, America song. And so at the end, and nobody knew what was going to happen, and he picked her. And it was just, and she didn't know she didn't know she was going to get picked. It was all a surprise. And since then, she became the star of whatever that show was she did. Friends. No, it wasn't Friends. Friend, yeah, but what was the...
And then she did the one in Florida. I forget the name of that. Was funny, too.
Yeah. Anyway, Courtney Cox is 59 years old today, which is nice. Now, okay, I've got a question. Oh, by the way, here's our phone number again, 404-741-1230, 404-741-1230. During the break, I got a message on my phone, and it was from a faraway place, and there's a reason I don't want to... there's somebody in the same area code from this faraway place who's sort of scares the camera, so I've been trying to avoid this for anyway. And it was a voicemail message. So I thought, well, I'm going to see what it is in case there's something I have to call a lawyer or whatever. And it turns out the message was from a woman saying she was calling from a certain hospital, not in Georgia. This is a long distance call from way, way far away. And she said, I just wanted to tell you that he's recuperating fine and doing okay, but there's going to be a thing. And she was giving somebody a medical update. Now, I should call her and tell her you got the wrong guy. You need to call the real guy.
But not on the air.
Well, no, she wouldn't be on the air. I can't put her on the air. I'm just saying I was going to call. Well, I'll do it, but I got to do it. I'll do it during the break.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so just to tell you, but I think that's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do.
Obviously. Anyway.
Unless it's some kind of scam.
Well, now that's the other thing. First thing Pete said was, it's a scam.
Out of Oregon.
Well, that's from Oregon.
What you can do is you just Google the phone number, see if like a scam thing comes up.
I don't have any
That's
interest.
work.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
My God.
Do we have an intern that could do that?
Staff.
Maybe there's an intern. Staff?
We've got to talk to Shane here at some point. Anyway, okay, here's a story that just drives me nuts. Absolutely, just check this out. A woman named Mandy Rausch, we'll say, 35 years old, Pennsylvania. Her estranged boyfriend in the military. Mandy Rausch, 35, is charged with the felony crime of aiding suicide and misdemeanor crime of harassment. This all started with Kevin Metzger, the 37-year-old estranged boyfriend who was in military training. It's kind of a convoluted story, but what happened was this girl Rausch sent a number of harassing messages to Metzger while he was at a military training site. She was at home with their child. She repeatedly sent him harassing messages threatening to keep their daughter away from him. She told him over WhatsApp that she was moving in with another man. She said he would be their child's new father. And she told her ex-boyfriend, he would never see your daughter again. And then she said, quote, I hope for our child's sake that you go kill yourself. She'd be better off not even knowing you. The woman also said, I'm going to start having sex with my new man on Mother's Day while your daughter calls him daddy. The woman allegedly sent a video of her, in fact, having sex with another man after her boyfriend sent her $200 that she had asked for, and she wrote back and said that's not enough. So she sent him video of her having sex with another guy and then said, go kill yourself. You aren't a real freaking human anyway. She had been previously charged with harassment, but Metzger, the boyfriend, did kill himself. And the day he did it, he posted that he was going to put all her messages online after she said, you're not going to see your daughter on Father's Day. And he killed himself. and she's been charged with a felony crime. How in the world, man? For what? If they're estranged, I don't get any of this.
Why would she keep doing that when they're no longer together?
Right. It's not like. I mean, there's no evidence that he's been beat. I mean, it's not he's not a bad. He was at the military. He was at boot camp or training center.
But he shouldn't have killed himself. Over.
No, again.
I mean, he took himself out of his daughter's life.
I know. I know. Right. Everything about this is wrong. Everything about this is wrong.
Well, how much? She should have jail time.
Oh, I assume she's going to get... Now, the DA says he committed suicide in response to her sending him heinous graphic text messages, tormenting messages, and a suicide letter before he ended his life. And the DA said this rose to the level of an actual crime. This wasn't... And again, there was another case of a woman who also got arrested for convincing her boyfriend on social media to kill himself.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago, as I recall. Anyway, it's just so horrible. Now, check this out. Speaking of weird freaking stories, by the way, it's 3:57 already. I can't even believe it. And we love your phone calls. If you have a question about Father's Day, if we can... By the way, almost no one ever does this, but just for the record, if you have been estranged from your father and you would like to somehow make contact, even just a big... I know Pete's cringing right now. I will actually be willing to... If you want to give me a phone number and a name, I will call... your father, and I will tell him, I'm so-and-so, I just wanted to pass along a message that your son or son is just reaching out on Father's Day to say, things haven't been going too well, but he does care about you. He's glad you're his dad, and he just wants you to wish you the well. And stop.
I know you. You'll start bawling in the middle of the phone call.
Well, that could be a reality. It could be a real thing.
They'll cry. You'll cry.
If he starts saying, "Oh, I want it," then I'll
laugh.
But again, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm actually willing to, and I do the same thing on Mother's Day, and the same thing on your wedding anniversary. You mentioned if you had been stayed with your wife, you'd been married 40 years.
40 years.
If I'd stayed with my starter wife, 55 years.
But you're so much older than me. See, I'm too young to have that.
Not anymore. You better get used to it, dear buckwheat. I thought 62 was young for a while, too. Anyway, coming up, a father, and this was with permission of his children. A man in Belgium pulled a prank of a lifetime. He's a TikToker, they say, named David Burton. With his wife and kids, wanted to show the rest of his family that nobody really ever cares about him. So he pulled a stunt, which I think is absolutely outrageous, and it may have worked.
Belgium.
We'll talk about it. Belgium.
There's no such thing as Belgium.
It's no Belgium. Anyway, his name, we'll talk about him coming up shortly in a second. Also, the country singer who got banned from a concert because she made the mistake of singing the national anthem for Donald Trump. Also, we're not gonna take it. The Twisted Sister frontman is now being called a transphobe. By the way, phobia means fear. Are you afraid of trannies, Pete?
Nope.
Flounder, are you afraid of trannies?
No, sir.
Ask Shane if he's afraid of trannies. Phobia my ass. There's no phobia for tranny phobia. No, I'm not afraid of trannies. I don't care about you. I don't give one way or the other. There's no phobia.
Just don't like
freaking lie. What a jerk. It's 4 o'clock. I gotta go. You're killing me. Dun-dun, 403 on Extra 106.3. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer, sports wreck on tour extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler flounder at the controls with a cheater. Yeah, you forgot all about the wife there for a minute, didn't you, Brucey?
Julianne Phillips.
Julianne Phillips was his lovely actress wife. Mm-hmm. And a beautiful, sweet, just a lovely, lovely lady. And in 1988 on this day, Bruce Cheatstein was in Rome during a world tour when a photographer happened to take a shot of Bruce Springsteen cheaters in his underpants doing something intimate with his backup singer, Patti Scialfa, the ginger girl. The picture confirmed the rumors that he and Patti were making the beast of two backs and that he was cheating on his beautiful young wife of only like 4 days or something. It was scuzzbag. Anyway, there you go. Cheaters. Sorry. Let's see. Glenda Jackson died. It's amazing to me. She was 87. Glenda Jackson. She was one of the triple winner. What do they call it? The EGOT. She won a Tony, an Emmy, and 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
She won an Oscar for Women in Love, which I never saw, and she won an Oscar for A Touch of Class, which I know of but never saw either.
Now, and the G is Grammy, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh, she won an Emmy, a Tony, and an Oscar, not a Grammy. She won so it wasn't, I beg your pardon, you're right, it's not an EGOT. She did, well, I was wrong, I'll forget the whole thing. On this day in 1992.
What movies was she in?
She was in Women in Love and A Touch of Class, won the Oscar for both of those.
Huh.
And I remember them as seeing them, but I remember seeing the titles.
You saw those movies?
No, I didn't see the movies. I remember.
Give me your man card.
Thank you. I never saw the movies, mister. You get your hand out of my pocket. Well, not that pocket. 1992, Dan Quayle, our vice president, was instructing an elementary school class in Trenton, New Jersey about spelling. He had a kid put an E on the end of the word potato, like the British do. That's the British spelling.
Yeah.
And it turns out that when they all started chuckling, Dan Quayle didn't know any better, but he was relying on a flashcard from the kid's teacher.
Yeah.
But still, Quayle didn't. He said, I think you're supposed to put an E on that.
You know what he never did?
What's that?
He never said he was going to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, that's right. That's for sure. God,
how many mistakes does Biden make? Dan Quayle made 1 or 2, and it ruined his career.
Well, they mocked him. The problem was they mocked him because
he
was pretty and he was stupid. He looked like a cake topper. I mean, he looked like a cake topper, like he just there like the guy, a letter turner on a TV show or something. And he didn't speak very
TV
smartly.
anchor.
Well, things like this. I remember he said for example, when someone asked him, well, are you're one heartbeat away from being president. If you're vice president, you got to be ready to take over. And he said, what is your philosophy about being, ready to go on? I mean, this could be an important thing. And he said, well, I can sum up my philosophy about the readiness of this job in one word.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
One word. Yeah, there you go.
But that's like 2. And Biden does 2 a week.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, it's the Biden, my God. We could have we could go for an hour of one after another of this guy. And the same with Carmela. I mean, she's just one big giggler. The side piece, the vice president, shiftless and lazy. Unbelievable. Should we call one more of our? Let me give you the names. Some of these congressmen who I still can't believe this. They gave Adam Schiff for Brains a pass. Adam Schiff for Brains was responsible as much as and more than most and much as anybody for the entire coup against Donald Trump, lying from day one about the so-called collusion with the Russians. Here's some of the names of the people who voted, Republicans, so-called Republicans, who voted to let him go, to let him out of being censured before Congress. Here we go. Kevin Kiley of California, Young Kim of California, Jay Oberman of California, Tom McClintock of California. Let's see. Kevin Riley of California. Let's see. There's a bunch of New Yorkers in here someplace too. New York. Marcus Molinaro of New York. Michael Lawler of New York. There's 3 or 4. I mean, it's and they're Republicans who said, no, we'll let him go.
They're not Republicans.
We're doomed. Again, this is let's remember, the off-year election of 2022 was not a success for the Republicans. It was a complete failure. We not only did not gain control of the Senate, because thank you, Georgia, but again, we gained 4 or 5 House seats. It should have been 40. And if this goes through again, and I don't know what the future holds because of Donald Trump and now I just saw another list of the latest Republican candidates for running. Now the mayor of Miami's going to run. Come on, he's not. I mean, there's only one possible explanation for why the mayor of Miami suddenly threw his hat into the ring to be president of the United States. Yeah, he wants to gain the money. He wants to be either vice president or become a member of the cabinet for the new because someone's going to win, and he wants to be a member of the big shot team. He's not going to have any chance of being the president of the United States. I mean, come on. But he's announced he did it, so someone's backing him. He's getting money, or he wouldn't do it without money.
Someone's paying that to basically diffuse DeSantis' vote a little bit.
A Florida guy against his own Florida guy.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have the dispute. He's going to get the Cuban vote. They're saying.
Right.
I mean, oh my God, this is just bizarre.
That hurts DeSantis.
I know. Oh, can we do a? What time is it? I got a few minutes. Can we do a Sky? Let's do a Skynet here. And Pete's tweets are coming up. And holy crap! It's sports. We got the total news package here with Pete Davis.
All right. Everybody's worried about this Chat GPT and the consciousness. We joke and call it Skynet from Terminator. Yeah. It will become conscious one day, I guess. So what's the word I'm looking for here? Starts with an S. Sentient. It will become sentient. It'll become like a human.
Yeah.
And they're
thinking.
And scientists now say that will not happen unless we take this Chat GPT and all this AI stuff and put it in a robot. Because it's got to be more like us to become like us. It can't just be sitting in a machine somewhere. It's got to be moving around, experiencing stuff for it to become truly sentient.
Well, then the best way to stop it from being that way is to never put it in a robot.
Never. And what's in Belgium, if it exists, they're going to do it.
Well, in fact,
the Chinese are going to do it.
Yeah. In fact,
in Boston, they're already doing it. What's that place in Boston? The Boston Robotics or something?
Yeah.
They've been doing it in dog-type robots.
Yeah.
To replace the troops.
Yeah. Well, that's unbelievable. And in Texas, in Harris County, Texas, the police have found 2 dead bodies in the last couple of days, and then they found a third. And the body cam of the police officer, the Texas Ranger, going to show it in Harris County, Texas, showed, oh my God, another deceased. Oh, they chopped her up. Somebody cut her up. Hold on, stand by. Oh, it was a sex doll. Somebody had chopped up a sex doll, left it on the side of the road. The silicone sex doll was wearing only a pink bra and underpants when they found it. Foul play is suspected. What do we foul play of what? What's the charge? Leaving a trash on the road?
Well, considering there's probably DNA evidence.
See, that's the other thing. Oh, God. I mean,
I can almost understand, not me, but someone else buying one for their own personal use.
Well,
but going to a place that rents them out to is disgusting.
But still, what do you got to lug it into? Oh, my God.
What kills me is they'll have them where they can actually walk out, look at you, and talk to you.
Well, I will tell you, I will admit to you right now. Of course, she realized, what my demographic is right now. But if someone came to me and said, you know that movie Twilight, or like it was Twilight Zone, where they have the guy when you get arrested for a bad crime, they put you up on the moon and you can't get away.
Yeah.
But they in order to keep you company, so you don't go crazy, they put a human-like robot girl up there to keep the guy company, and he fell in love with her, and she looked like a real human being. And I'd do it. If there was a robot that was a woman, felt like a woman, looked like a woman, acted like a woman, was a woman but was mechanical, I'm in. Right now.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
That's what she said. Oh, by the way, coming up, you're gonna Pete. Well, Pete, we're gonna do we're gonna talk about a couple of great lawsuits. Also, when Amazon gets too big for their freaking britches, and also Pete's gonna tell you about, speaking of chopped up body parts, coming up next, what they're doing at Harvard freaking University, and Pete's tweets and Holy Carpet Sports and things like that, and good stuff coming. It's 4:13 already on Extra 106.3. Love this. Love this intro. Oh. Dire Straits, baby, 1985. I got a Kimmer story because of this song.
Oh, good.
Dire Straits starting a 9-week run at number 1 with Brothers in Arms, the 7th best-selling album in British history. Won 2 Grammys and Best British Album in the 87 Awards. Yeah, a little Dire Straits, please.
You want to hear 2 stories about this?
I do.
I was working at the record store in San Diego when this came out. Sat there on the shelf for a few weeks. Nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
And then this song came out with a video, I think on MTV or something, and we couldn't keep them in stock.
And here's the slogan. Hold. Here we go. No, this isn't it. Here we go. Hold on. Live with me, Bobbin. Hey. There we go. We got the... Now
he says a bad word.
Well, but it's the money is free and the chicks are free. I love that song. It's just
money for nothing and the chicks are free.
That's actually Sting on the backing vocals.
Well, the music that starts off, the guitar thing, the fuzzy guitar.
Yeah.
He called Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top to say, how do you get that fuzzy sound from your guitar?
There's a fuzzbuster. There's a device.
Well, it was distinctive that ZZ Top was doing, and he wanted to know, Mark Knopfler, and Billy Gibbons says, figure it out yourself, and he hung up.
Well, for a little background, I spent a year and a half in San Francisco when this was a hit in the mid-'80s, and before I came back to Atlanta. And this was when I was I was on TV, and I used to obviously wear suit and tie every day, and so I would take my clothes into the dry cleaner near my apartment in Tiburon across the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and I'd drop my clothes. And one day I walked in there, and there were 2 girls behind the counter, both young. I was probably 45 at the time, whatever, and these girls are probably 20. And one of them said, "Oh, I saw you on TV last night."
Here comes the story.
Here comes the story. And then the other one said, "Oh, yeah." And so we kind of started talking. And then the next time I went in, they had a fight over me at the counter, and they fired the other girl who got in the fight with a little teeny girl. The little teeny girl asked me to basically pick me up, and I took her for a ride on the back of my Harley, and we went across, went to Sausalito and Mill Valley, famous little places, and I bought her the album of Dire Straits because that was her favorite song, and I bought her the cassette while I'm in a trip. Did
you seal the deal?
I sold the deal, and she had a serious boyfriend, but she said she just wanted to, sklank the TV guy. And I bought her the Dire Straits CD, and I wrote it on the back of my Harley around San Francisco.
Hey, when we were talking about the sex dolls, Cindy said on YouTube, and you can comment on YouTube, we read them, says, Kimmer, give the robot a salmon.
That was another date in San Francisco when I stopped at the Fisherman's Wharf and bought a 30-pound salmon for my date that night.
A Grubbinator said, a robot would have to be programmed to say, no to kiss, no to kiss.
Which is another story.
Kiss
That's my Canadian Mustang story. I got a million of them. Oh, mercy. Anyway, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, by the way, for the record, we are on Rumble. In fact, I'm going to do that Facebook story here. I was going to do the daddy teaching a lesson. Also, Pete's going to tell us about a sexist request for the good of the family.
That's true. Hey, one more thing about that song, Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
That was actually, Mark Knopfler was a journalist, and he was a teacher. And he said he was sitting somewhere, a restaurant or something. No, he was in a store, and there's a bunch of TVs, and there's a guy sitting there, working class British guy, commenting on what he was seeing on the MTV video. And Knopfler just wrote it down. Those were the lyrics. He just wrote down what that guy was saying.
Are you serious?
Yeah, look at that little blank, blah, blah, blah. You have the F word, and yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Hey, That's how Jerry Seinfeld did a show. He and the bald guy, reading prescriptions in the drugstore, said we could do a show about this, and actually they did. But have you ever seen the making of the Seinfeld show?
Yeah.
It really entertaining. I saw it like 10 years ago or something. I haven't seen it. It hasn't been on since that I know of. It's actually how they did it, and it really was really well done. Very, very entertaining.
A good show to watch. I think it's Cars and Coffee that Seinfeld does now, where he interviews comedians and stuff like that.
I haven't. It must be Netflix. I don't get it.
It might be HBO, I'm not sure, but he does one with Larry David, and they're starting the show off, and they're getting in the car, and Jerry goes, "You excited?" He goes, "Not really."
Well, he talks about. He said they'd have a meeting, and he said Larry David was totally schizophrenic. He said, "Oh my God, I can't think of anything now. I can't put it on paper." And Jerry said, "Relax, it's going to be fine." And he said, "No, I can't." And they struggled, and then finally went on. And then they presented their half-hour show pilot to the network. And then Jerry came back and said, "Larry, they've taken the show." He says, "Oh my God, I can't come up with another show." He just totally, it was just
Larry,
hysterical.
He's come up with another show.
Larry. Anyway, 424. How you doing? So let me. And also, I forgot to mention, we are on Rumble. We are not the Kimmer Show. Actually, is this station on Facebook? If can they look up 106.3 on Facebook? Does this station have a Facebook page?
I mean, there's a Facebook page. I'm not sure if there's a live feed through.
I don't. Anyway, now, but we're on 3 to 6 is on Rumble,
yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
And we're also on
YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you are watching YouTube or Rumble, if you want to get in touch, like their YouTube people are responding, we'll read your comments, read them all.
If they're funny.
Well, yeah, if they're legit. But the reason we're going on, we have Rumble is because Facebook screwed us when we were doing our podcast, and the Vietnamese or someone hacked us.
Put Vietnamese porn on your Kimmer Show page, Facebook page, and they blamed us.
Yeah.
They said it was us doing it.
And you tried to say, wait a minute, we didn't do anything, and we don't give a damn.
Yeah, and they said that because we'd had so many complaints, other people didn't like the politics, had complained so many times that they just didn't care anymore.
Yeah. So they just, and here we go. In Georgia, this happened to Jason Crawford of Columbus, Georgia. He was denied access to his Facebook account where he had all his personal photos and all that kind of stuff. And he sued Facebook. They terminated his account for no valid reason and then refused to help him put it back together again the same way they did to us. We didn't sue because unless the cost of a court case is like $9, from my trust fund here. Anyway, so he said it was bad business, a crappy way to treat people. Tell me what I did wrong. At least they didn't do squat. Apparently, Mr. Crawford had received a violation in the past because of political comments. So he wakes up one Sunday morning, taps his Facebook icon, and locked out. I was banned. Gave me the briefest snapshot of saying I had violated their standards on child sexual exploitation and then disappeared. He said, this is unbelievable. He said it was an automatic support system which didn't work, could barely ever find a human to get his appeal. They totally ignored him. He said, I had pictures and videos and posts you come across and let a bunch of bullies take that away from me for no good reason. So he sued him and he won. And the reason he won is because Facebook didn't even respond to the lawsuit. They never even showed up. So the judge said, okay, I'll order you to pay $50,000. Well, guess what? Facebook has said, screw you, I'm not paying. And so far they haven't done squat.
They're bigger than the court system.
They don't care. What do they care?
Which reminds me of a story that I didn't get to yesterday. I don't know where in the country this happened. A guy had the Amazon smart house.
Oh, no. Right. You were telling me about this.
They turn on your lights, your TV, you turn things off.
You can do it on your phone or you call Amazon.
You don't have to
put
be
the lights on or alarm my alarm system and stuff like that. You can do it from your car when you're getting on the driveway, stuff like that.
And he had the Ring doorbell, which is connected to Amazon and Alexa and all that stuff. Okay. Well, some guy came to deliver. I don't know if he was a person of color, but a delivery guy came to deliver something. And I don't know if he had his headphones on or something. Something was going on. And the ringtone thing, the doorbell, said something like, excuse me, can I help you, or something like that. He thought it said something racial to him. Mm-hmm. So he calls Amazon and says, this person here we delivered to is a racist. So Amazon shut his house down. He came home and couldn't get in the locks of his own door of his house and couldn't get in for about a week.
Amazon locked his house on him?
Locked him out of his house.
How could they lock if he had?
Because they are in control of it. And he said, well, you've misused our equipment, so therefore we're shutting it off. And he couldn't get in. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
That's Amazon. You know how much money he's going to get?
Well, they can't do that.
Well, they just did.
But why? I mean, wait a minute.
They're going to start charging return things. Sons of...
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I read a story on the wires this morning. Amazon's policy of taking boxes back. If they send you, if you get a thing and it's a free return, if you don't, you put it in your stuff that you didn't want, put it in a box, send it back to Amazon. Amazon now is saying that they have an $800 million problem.
If people are just doing
because
it
they have to, it costs them money. What are they going to do with all these boxes? And they can't. I mean, they have to whatever. And apparently, it costs them $800 million to worry about the cardboard boxes.
Well, supposedly, if you do it once or twice a year, maybe they won't mess with you. But if you keep doing it, like you're not paying attention to what you're buying, you're getting the wrong size constantly.
Yeah,
they're gonna. I don't have any problem with them charging somebody who keeps doing it.
Yeah. Well, it would seem to me that the company ought to have the deal, not the delivery people. In other words,
they're paying UPS to ship it back to them, so it's probably a deal with UPS that's getting a lot of money.
I guess I don't know. I just don't. I get things in my daughter for Father's Day. Send me stuff, things like my kids, but I don't. I almost never. I send to my kids, and that's it. I don't use. I've never used Amazon. I've never used Amazon itself.
I love it. I know it does a lot of bad things. I don't work for them.
It's just convenient.
It's very convenient. Like I got these snake-proof, waterproof boots from the Dominican Republic, and they didn't work.
Yeah,
they leaked. So I'm thinking, when they leaked, they probably ain't going to stop a snake.
No, they're not.
So I sent them back for
Plus,
free.
who wants watery boots?
That's right. So I sent them back for free, and I got a pair of Chinese boots, and they work fine.
Yeah. Well,
the moral of the story is don't buy snake-proof, waterproof boots from the Caribbean.
Get them from China.
Get them from China.
Like all good Americans.
Because Hung Su's building a much better boot these days.
All right, we're late. Hold on. 4:30. Mario, we got a show coming up, I swear. An actual program. Stand by.
game.
Whoa.
What, did he do it at half court like he did the mascot?
At the game?
Did he do it in the bathroom?
Wow.
At the game? He denies the allegations, of course. Well, that mascot's going to be a millionaire. This woman's probably
again, tell the story. Just repeat in case
he beat up some mascot. It's on video. It's horrible the way how hard. And then he kept beating on it.
Yeah.
How stupid is this guy?
Well, and a mascot, he was hurt. I mean, this was a serious deal, but he's going to be rich.
I'd take a shot in a mascot uniform.
Yeah, absolutely. How much would you charge?
It reminds me of the time me and the late, great Jeremy were at a Hawks game, and we were sitting right by the walkway, by the suites. This is, gosh, it may have been at State Farm, maybe the Omni. I don't know. But no, it was probably State Farm. Back then it was Phillips.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
So Harry the Hawk's behind me talking to the people in the booth, and his tail keeps whacking me up the side of the head. So I put up with it for about a minute, and then I turned and I just tugged on his tail. He turns around and jumps on me, knocks me out of the seat, and we're literally rolling in the aisle. I don't know if he was kidding. I don't know if he was mad. I didn't pull it that hard. But we were seriously rolling in that, not throwing punches, but it was kind of like, get off me. What are you doing?
Wow. You know? I guess you don't mess with a mascot.
Don't mess with Harry the Hawk.
No, sir. Holy moly. Now, they didn't have Harry the Hawk the last Hawks game I went to at the Omni.
I actually have a photo later with him. I took a photo. Jeremy took it. We made up. Took a photo together.
That's a good sign. 434. It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And again, we're on Rumble and YouTube, and love to hear your comments. Talk about that stuff too. We're also going to give away tickets to go see Greg Gutfeld and Tom Shalhoub at the fabulous Fox Theater this Saturday night. We'll give them away anytime now. Anytime I feel like it, and anytime someone we think deserves it.
Strikes your fancy.
In fact, I forgot my name. My new anchorman name. My new one.
Heinous Graphic.
Heinous Graphic.
By the way, Robbie says about Amazon. By the way, if you get the Amazon thing where you pay the fee to be part of Amazon Prime, it is cheaper. I mean, you get cheaper deals, and you don't have to pay for shipping. It's 2-day shipping. It's really a great deal. Yeah. Plus, you get Amazon Prime, the network,
music and
great music and shows. It's really a great deal. TV? And Robbie said you get Alexa too. And he says, I asked Alexa if Michelle Obama was the biological parent of Sasha and the other one, Masha or whatever her name was. And Alexa said no.
I saw a meme. In fact, I was on my phone. I should have looked it up. A meme of the family and the two little girls, Malia, I think it is, or some Malia and Sasha or whatever. And the thing of the meme title of it came to the conclusion that my two dads. So that was
Sasha has two dads.
Two daddies. In Starbucks in Philadelphia, a regional manager was the victim of a case that happened back in 2018. You may remember there were two black guys, Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson, went into the Spruce Street, Philadelphia Starbucks and did not order anything. They sat down and did not order anything. And apparently someone said, well, look, you got to order something or we can't have you in here. And they were asked to leave, or they were treated rudely, and they complained, and it went viral, and everybody taking pictures, and all of a sudden, Starbucks is racist, and you can't have black guys coming into Starbucks. And then, oh my God. So Starbucks not only apologized, they closed 8,000 stores for racial bias training. Remember that? This was like 5 years ago. And continued. A woman named Shannon Phillips had been working for Starbucks for 18 years, I think, something like that. And she sued them because they sued her for the way they had to make somebody pay for the fact that there were too many white people acting like they didn't like black people at Starbucks. So they fired her, and she sued, and the jury took 5 hours to award her $25 million in punitive damages and $600,000 in compensatory damages because her skin color played a decisive role in her getting fired. She worked there for 13 years. She oversaw 100 Starbucks. And a month after the two black guys were arrested at the store for not ordering and refusing to leave. She got fired, and now after 5 years, they give her $25 million. Well, of course, that'll be appealed, and she won't see any of that for years to come. But
no, I think they'll settle to get this out of the news.
I think they'll give her. If they pay her $4 or $5 million to get rid of it, I think she'd probably take it. I think I definitely would. Anyway, so that's good news for her. 4:38. Okay, hold everything. Wait till you hear about this. Social media, once again, I'm telling you, the cell phone, because of the cell phone, social media, cell phone is yesterday's cigarettes. In Belgium, there actually is.
Prove it.
I've never actually seen. I can't prove it. Netherlands, Scandinavia, isn't that the same thing?
When I was up in the Spitfire, I said, "Can we take a short, side trip over Belgium?"
Yeah,
and he just laughed.
Yeah, there's no such place. They've been faking that since the 40s.
Stupid American.
So this guy in so-called Belgium, pulling off the prank of a lifetime, and apparently he had permission from his wife and children. David Burton is a TikToker, they say, who has 165,000 followers.
How many do we have?
We have 17 or 18.
We don't do TikTok.
No, we don't do TikTok.
But half of those are bots.
Probably. But anyway, he's a TikToker. He's identified as a TikToker, whatever that even means. He's 45 years old, and he wanted to find out how many people in his large family actually really care about him. He says, excuse me, he has said, what I see in my family often hurts me. I never get invited to anything. Nobody sees me. We all grew apart. I feel unappreciated. That's why I wanted to give them a life lesson and show them that you shouldn't wait until someone is dead to meet up with them. So here's what he did. He had his daughter post a social media message which said, "Rest in peace, Daddy. I will never stop thinking about you. Why is life so unfair? Why you? You were going to be a grandfather, and you still had your whole life ahead of you. I love you, we love you, and we will never forget you." And they had a funeral in Belgium, the city of Liechtenstein, attended by dozens of friends. I might have mispronounced that. It's possible. I could have added a couple of extra in there. I don't know. I can't be responsible for it.
What town was that again?
Liechtenstein. And everybody showed up dressed in black, waiting for the ceremony to begin. And all of a sudden, a helicopter appears, lands right next to the funeral.
What kind of helicopter sounds like that?
Well, it was whoopity-woppity, a whoopity-woppity helicopter.
Midget helicopter?
Actual midget helicopter. Or I'm not. Anyway, so a helicopter landed, and the dead guy hops out. And he says, "Cheers to you all. Welcome to my funeral. Returning from the dead." Well, some of the people there were not amused. Members of his family who thought he had died. Others were laughing and showing up. And anyway, can you imagine, again, just social media?
Flounder, what was the sound of that helicopter? What did it sound like there? You got that? Yeah, there we go. It was a Mexican helicopter.
Very funny.
It only shows up at 7 a.m. on Sundays. The only time it flies.
Suburbs.
By the way, Grubbinator, what was that Belgian city again?
Liechtenstein. Anyway, all right, it's 4:41. Coming up, you're going to hear from Twisted Sister, the front man, as we get into the issue of how they want us to be afraid of trannies. And the only trannies I'm afraid of are the killer ones who are willing to slaughter little children to get their way. But first, this is happened on social media. Saw this morning, and I don't know, it's not a TikTok thing, but there's one of the am I blank. Reddit does it. A guy asked his girlfriend to help him out because he was going to bring her to meet his family.
Yeah.
And I guess he has a huge family. They're kind of old-fashioned. and it's a large family. And I believe it would be the first time they would meet his girlfriend. In the past, he has taken other girlfriends to him. His family has meetings all the time. They have family gatherings and stuff, so it happens frequently. So he has taken other girlfriends to meet his family, and he is concerned that his new girlfriend might fall victim to the same problem that happened with a couple of the others. So he asked her if she would be willing to do something, kind of basically play a role to see if they couldn't all get along for the first meeting, because his family's kind of unusual. So what did he want her to do?
They're old-fashioned, and it's like my mother's family used to be. We all get together over in Mississippi, and the women would go cook in the kitchen with their specific little deals, desserts, whatever they were making.
Somebody cut the bread and slice the cucumbers.
Make the bread.
And everybody do the potato. Yeah. It's like an old-fashioned quilting thing.
A buffet type thing.
Yeah.
But they would all do it.
Yeah.
And the men would go in the other room or go outside and smoke cigars or chew tobacco.
Watch a ball game.
Or watch the ball and talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, my starter wife was Italian. And her family they all lived in the same neighborhood. There must have been 30 of them within a mile. I swear, I'm not making it up. And when they got together, they would put chairs in a big circle in the backyard, and we'd all sit around.
But just the men, right?
Yeah, but it was the women would be in the kitchen, and they'd be doing the cooking, and they'd be doing the stuff, getting ready, setting the table, doing all that stuff, and the guys would be out of their way. It wasn't that they.
No, the guys not lifting a finger.
Okay,
they're drinking.
But again, they didn't want us in there either.
That's true.
They don't want you in there.
What are you doing in here?
Yeah, leave us alone. We're doing it. Okay. Anyway, so he said to her,
could you, first he wanted her to make a dish of some sort.
Yeah, bring it.
And bring it, and to stay in the kitchen and talk with the women and not hang around him and the guys.
And he's like 20, I mean, he's a young guy. It's not your
20s.
60-year-old people.
Yeah, and she was kind of like reticent, let's say, about that. And to me, he's dating the wrong type of women. If he wants to get along with his family, he needs to find an old-fashioned woman, not these feminists who don't want to do this.
Well, if he's more concerned about his family reaction than he is his girlfriend's reaction, to me, that's not a good sign.
Well, he sounds to me like he likes these things. He's an old-fashioned guy, kind of. This isn't going to work out.
Well, the problem is he wants to do the right thing. He wants everybody to be happy.
Yeah.
He loves his girlfriend. He wants her to be happy with the family. He wants the family to be happy with her so they can all get along and learn each other's quirks, whatever. That may not be a big deal. He's worried about the first meeting because apparently they turn.
The women are catty.
What happened? Yeah, well, that chicks. What happened a couple other times was when a girlfriend who said, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to go see with the guys or something." So they all turned on her.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, I guess somebody's really Miss Special then." Crap like that. Yeah, that's not. He's trying to avoid that. So I get it, and it makes sense, and I'm glad that he wants to make everybody happy.
You know what? To solve this whole thing, if he just marry his cousin or something.
Yeah, there you go. Just get a little honey. I don't know. 4 it's 4:45
Keep
already.
it in the family.
Well, it's 4:45 already. I can't even believe it. All right, hold on. We got more. We got stuff. Jeez. A little sugar, baby. A little sugar from Marvin. Let's get it on, baby. 1973, Marvin Gaye, Motown Records. Let's Get It On, released. The track became Marvin Gaye's most successful single for Motown and one of his most well-known songs. I wouldn't have thought this would be the one.
It's
Anyway,
a great song.
Yeah. Help with the song's sexually explicit content.
Marvin.
Made it very big. Marvin. That was a great song, too. Rock and Roll Heaven or something like that.
I like doing the Mercy, Mercy Me song. What was that? The name of that song? It says Mercy, Mercy Me.
Oh, by the group, the religious group?
No.
Aren't they a religious group?
No, it's by Marvin.
Oh.
The one he goes, Mercy.
Oh, yeah. That's I thought I meant the group Mercy Me.
Guitar work is amazing.
Yeah, Mercy, Mercy Me.
Mercy, Mercy Me.
There you go.
Gosh, that's great.
You can,
college.
You can play that.
You can play it?
Well, maybe not.
Sorry, there's ads. I didn't have that one ready.
Okay. That's fine. Now, again, we get our music in various places, and we're like 2 minutes of commercials to go play that. You mentioned something earlier, Pete, and I'm going to mention something in history that might... Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah, that's a great... That's good beat. Good beat, good song. They mercy me. Yeah. And his father killed him.
Yeah. Crazy.
And it was it a kidnapping and a rape?
No.
And I was who knew?
No, his dad was
the naked woman and a thing. In
Marvin
a
was
hotel
depressed.
And, yeah.
No, that was the other. That was Sam
Cook.
Sam Cook.
Yeah, Marvin was at home. Marvin was at home living with his dad.
Right.
Getting sober.
Yeah, Dad was crazy, and they'd had an argument, and Marvin had moved back home, and
He was getting sober.
Getting sober.
And it didn't work. Anyway, on this day, Pete, in 1969, Hee Haw premiered on CBS. The first guests were Loretta Lynn and Country Charlie Pride. The show stayed on CBS only for 3 years, but it ran 17 years in syndication.
What a racist country. It was 1969, their first show, and they put a black man on. How dare they?
Yeah. And by the way, although I was going to mention this, again, I used to be a country disc jockey, and I did MC a concert with I emceed a concert with... with
who on that station?
Bobby Bear, Jeannie C. Riley, and Tom T. Hall. Anyway, Country Charlie Pride, in his early years, when he would release an album, they never had his picture on the cover of the country album because he's black.
I've seen so many of his albums.
I'm telling you, everybody said, finally, they said, well, no, it's just not fair. Give the man, he's, when he showed, the reason they stopped doing it was because as soon as he showed up at a concert, hey, it's, oh my God, it's a black guy. Who's the black guy? And it was Country Charlie Pride. So it didn't last very long, but it's true at the beginning, they would not put his picture up in any kind of promotional stuff for people who didn't know that he was a black guy.
We were talking earlier about Junior Samples.
That's why I mentioned it, the Hee Haw, and you mentioned him on Hee Haw being a country bumpkin.
And I just found out recently, you think he was one way up in the hills or something.
Ozarks or something.
He was from Cumming.
Yeah.
Of course, at the time, Cumming was way out there.
40 years ago, that was kind of the sticks, I guess.
50 years ago.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, how you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 4:53. Wow. With Pete Davis and the sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. Holy crap, it's sports coming up.
Yes, sir.
Did we do Pete's tweets?
No, we did not.
Yeah, God, we'll do it in a minute. We'll do it in a second. And then we got Holy crap, it's sports, and we got a bunch of stuff, and we'll got to talk to Shane too, because I got to get his situation here.
He's got so much to say.
It's incredible.
Why you didn't go get my Sprite earlier?
And now we mentioned before, kind of in passing, and there's been a major story going on for a long time now, and it's getting worse and worse and worse about this whole business of trannies and transsexual and Pride Week and all this other kind of stuff. And now a certain rock and roller is saying he's had enough. He's just going to stop taking the nonsense that's going on. Yeah, baby. Twisted Sister. The former Twisted Sister frontman Dee Snider is criticizing the push for puberty blockers and gender medical operations on children. And yet Dee Snider says, now, wait a minute, don't you start doxing me, you scuzzbags. I'm an ally of the LGTB alphabet type community, despite the fact that now they're trying to cancel him. Outspoken rock star Dee Snider says it's irresponsible. Parenting is the norm in society all of a sudden. He says we're not going to take it when leftists call him a transphobe because he does not support mutilating children. Fellow rocker Paul Stanley condemned the same thing. The KISS co-founder called the notion of gender-affirming care a sad and dangerous fad. He says, you know what? There was a time when I felt pretty, too. Glad my parents didn't jump to any rash conclusions then. Let's make him a girl. I mean, really. But I think this is a great sign. Rock and rollers from KISS and Twisted Sister are saying, now, wait a minute. These guys aren't exactly MAGA Republican, prep school prefects, These are hardball rock and rollers saying, stay away from our children.
Look, the only problem we have with you is you're dealing with
the kids.
And the question was, someone says, why do drag people suddenly have to have children as an audience?
Yeah.
Don't ask the question why kids don't have, can't see it. Ask why they suddenly need kids to watch them.
Yeah. Well, in fact, why would you even want that? Again,
because they're pedophiles.
Well, you can't talk about this without talking about grooming. You can't talk about this without talking about trying to make a legitimate part of society of men who dress like and pretend they're women and go around
and they get off on it. They're dressing like that because they get off doing it.
Again, nobody that I know gives a damn about if there's a tranny walking by or doing something, have a ball. I really don't care. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not transphobic. Phobia means fear. I'm not afraid of you in the least, unless you're pulling a gun on me, and then I'll take your life and I'll be fine. If I don't want to fight you, I'll just kill you. Yeah. Okay? I'm an old guy. All right, and old guys. I said here's my new philosophy. You should know this. I'm an old guy. I'm an old Marine, but I'm still an old Marine. You don't mess with old Marines because if I'm too old to fight, I'll just kill you. Boom, ball game.
I ain't got time.
I don't give a crap about trannies. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid. Give me a break. It was just nonsense. But again, rock and rollers are finally doing this, which I think is a great sign. Look, he says, no need to steer the child. Here, D. Snyder makes this point. I think it's very important. Parents need to be less reactionary, right and left. No need to steer the child in either direction. Let the kid figure it out for himself, knowing their family is supportive. He said, I had a veteran and a cop hard-ass father who, while he shook his head at me a lot, let me do my thing. You can still be a strict parent and be supportive. My dad was like that. He was the most support. I mean, we knew that we would never be without someone to back us up. Ever, no matter what. And you can still, be there and yet say, things are right or wrong.
Well, they got this law in California that's passed everything. And that's
tell them about this. This is unbelievable.
Gavin Newsom is now on his desk, whether he'll sign it or not, and he probably will. It's passed everything in California and Sacramento. Basically, it says, if the parents are not supportive of transgenderism, the state can come get your kids from you. Can take your children from you. And this California state senator just shook his head and says, I'm telling you, if he signs this, you need to flee the state if you have children.
Get out.
Leave.
I haven't seen the law. I don't know how they can possibly justify. Do they say that some civilian,
you're hurting their mental health?
Some department of the State Department would say that you are hurting the safety and well-being of your own child. Right. It's like a safety check for. But how can they do that? I can see what they do it for adoptions, where they have the right to go check the family premises, stuff like that. But how could they have the right to go in a family and say we don't like the way you're handling your own son? It's not like you. And we're not talking about adoptions. People are we? We're talking about actual families.
No, we're talking about actual families.
But they can't do that.
Well, you just had the President of the United States and the White House put out a thing saying they're not your children. They did in concert with the alphabet soup cult. Yeah. They said they're not your children. They're all our children.
All our children. And by the way, the meme coming out shows the guy from NBC where they show up in your kitchen with a pedophile TV camera coming up to Biden when he says they're our children. They're my children.
Yeah, and what?
Yeah, where are my 15-year-olds?
Yeah.
They come to the front.
Yeah, showers with
and
daughter.
Elon Musk tweeted. They're not your kids. You are the government. They are not your kids.
Yeah. I mean, the very nerve. And why? And by the way, how come this is the first time I haven't heard of any of this? How come the state of California is not going nuts?
No, because they're insane.
Well, but this is just so.
It's 80% Democrat.
Well, they get what they deserve.
They do. San Francisco shutting down.
In fact, you know what? You take the kids away. They're probably doing. If you're a family that would let the state come in and take your kids, fine. You deserve to lose them.
The problem is they're moving here.
Dear God, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog. Target. L. First squad to the rear. Second squad to the rear. Aim. Look out, it's only me. Don't be afraid. It's only the Kimmer. Everything is going to be fine. With Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. Holy crap, it's sports coming up shortly. Flounder at the controls, and mechanical mangler, and our buddy Shane. We're going to talk to Shane here. One of these
I got the Sprite, Shane. Don't worry about it. I got it.
By the way, it was awfully nice.
I got it.
No, really, don't worry about it.
I'm not too big of a man.
No, it's fine. You don't have to worry about getting his stuff there for the thing. Anyway.
It's not the headlights, it's the Sprite.
That's right. Yeah, he had to fix my car. You had to go get my car yesterday.
Dumbass.
Did I mention it on the air? Did I even say thank you, Danny, or anything? And of course, yes. Shane had to go. I did mention, okay, because he. And by the way, I still don't understand how my lights, my parking lights, not my fog lights, were left on.
Yes, sir.
I usually it beeps if you leave the lights on, open your door, go me like that. So I don't know what happened. Anyway, thank you, Shane. No, sir, I don't. I'm not putting up with it. All right, a couple things. Flounder, we're going to make one more phone call to Washington here in just a second. Then we're also you're going to hear about President Stupid Face, who showers with daughter, about his plan to build a railroad over the Indian Ocean, which I think is fairly interesting. But first, and also coming up, if you don't mind, I want to. Okay, we're back to work now, so our lives are all completely in turmoil, getting used to the whole new thing of schedule and stuff. And I'm also I've been dealing with the Veterans Administration, and they're screwing me again about something that's been going on for 55 years or whatever. But anyway, I want to share that with you because it's just ticking me off. And again, it shows, this administration has never done enough for veterans, and they still don't. And no one, it's just, anyway, whatever. Okay, now. Here's the deal. We are all absolutely flummoxed and extremely upset about the 20 Republicans who voted to allow Adam Schiff for brains to get away with being a sleazebag, liar, and a man who was responsible as much as anybody for the Russian collusion, false coup attempts, and success against Donald Trump. 20 Republicans voted to let him get off the hook. The Congress wanted to censure him and fine him $16 million. And some of the Republicans said, well, we don't really, he's mamby-pamby because they have no testicality for the freaking backbone. And so Adam Schiff purposely deceived his committee, the Congress, and the American people, telling falsehoods for years, and they let him get away with it. So let's call Tom McClintock of California. Flounder, we've got the capital number. Right, here we go. I'm going to get it. Now, I can't put them on the air, but I'm putting you'll hear my side of the conversation. I'll get his office staff. All right, now don't let them on here. Hello, hi. My name is Peterson. I'm calling. I'm looking for the McClintock staff, California. All right, here we're questioning. Can you tell us whether or not he has actually mailed his backbone to the Antifa people at all yet? No, and his testicles, are they going to be mailing also because he's a traitor to his country? And well, that didn't work too well. All right, we're trying to hold him to the feet of the fire. Honestly, they're going to get away with it. How could you possibly, of all the people that you say, well, we don't want to do that.
The day after they indicted a Republican president and arrested him.
Yeah, and once again, the Al Jazeera constipation has not had a single word about Burisma and Biden and nothing, and it's all Trump. And it's all, and they're bragging at him. Finally, they showed that he really didn't do anything wrong that whole time. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyway, and their leader, how about their leader? President showers with daughter, President Cosa Nostra. Flounder, we have a little sound of President Crime Family with his latest attempt at trying to get more money for another ridiculous international cause.
Largest solar plants in the world. I can go on, but I'm not. I'm going off script. I'm going to get in trouble.
I'm going to get in trouble. He's going off script.
He keeps on saying
his
that.
wife.
He must think it's funny. It's like he's like somebody's old uncle or something, and I got your nose. Isn't that what it sounds
Constantly.
like? He pulls a little girl's ponytail. I got your ponytail.
Yesterday, someone asked him about the Burisma money, and he laughed it off and said, well, where's the money?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine if Trump had said something like that?
Unbelievable. But the big news is the former GOP Congressman Jason Chavez says, bold initiative, Mr. President. Matt Whitlock, that's going to be a hell of a railroad. Put Grandpa to bed, said Josh Hawley's people. But we mentioned before, where's he going to get all the coolies? You know how many hundreds of thousands of Chinamen it's going to take to build a railroad across the Indian Ocean? How they're going to? By the way, how they're going to get? They're going to have to be, underwater welders.
How about the Irish? We got to get the Irish.
We got to get rid of the Irish in there. Oh my God. I just love it. By the way, we just got like 100 people show up here in the newsroom. I wonder if they're.
Well, the game's starting soon.
Oh, that's right. And in fact, is the weather good? It was raining earlier. All of a sudden, a little downpour. But
we could have storms later tonight. But
let's make it a little iffy bit later on. Let's get to the phones. Here's the number: 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Swatoom is on the horn. Hello, Swatoom. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I just want to tell you one thing, what you helped me do today.
Yeah.
You helped me burn 1,200 calories today.
You burned 1,200 calories? How'd you do that, Swatoom?
Well, I forgot my pizza in the oven because I was listening to you.
You forgot your pizza? Well, I guess that's one way of doing it. The Kimmer diet plan, yes. All right, man. With what's my name again? Herbie? What is it?
Kimmer?
Oh, what?
I thought you asked what your name was.
Yeah, my name, my other new name.
Oh, heinous graphic. Well, you never know when he's going to forget his name.
Yeah, well, there you go. Heinous graphic.
Wow. It's not like it ain't happened before.
No. Hi, ladies.
It's a Little League.
The Little League and their mommies, apparently.
Yeah, big sisters.
I like to see the Little Leaguers. I like to see their mommies are looking pretty good, too. Hi, honey. How you doing?
They're so young looking.
Your kid there? What, do you live alone? You got a dog?
And we're walking. We're focused. We are focused. We're focused.
Single family household.
She's gorgeous. Why, I believe let's go. Oh, man. They're all over the place. Look at that ponytail. Anyway, all right, there we go. Now, I'm sorry.
Goes all the way down.
Right down to the back of her thing. Okay, I shouldn't even. I feel guilty about this. Yeah, Johnny Jones was on the other day. On our morning show, Joey Jones, veteran, he got his legs blown off, and serving his country as a Marine bomb disposal guy, and he was talking about this. He's in the VA, and of course he has 2 artificial legs, and man's been taken care of by the VA. I'm going through something with the VA, and all of a sudden here we go again. This is a quick thing. I was qualified for when I got cancer in 2003. 20 years ago, I got cancer, and then when I got fired and blown out and got divorced, I went to Florida, and so like in 2005 or 2007, I guess it was, I went to the VA in Florida and did all this stuff, and I'm actually qualified for a disability and things like that. And so I filled out the paperwork and I put it in, and then I came back to work. Then we all came back in 2013 to go back to work that November 2013, and then nothing ever happened on the paperwork down at the VA in Florida. Okay, fast forward when I did a few weeks ago, I did the VA Veterans Golf Tournament thing, and one of the guys there was kind enough to say, I was talking about VA benefits stuff. I said, yeah, I don't know whatever happened to myself. He says, oh, you got to go see the Veteran Services of Georgia. The Georgia Veteran Services is basically a state organization with mostly volunteers, and they will help you fill out all the paperwork and see what happened and contact us so-and-so. And I said, oh, this is great. So I spent like a whole morning up in Canton or wherever it was with this very nice lady, Miss Barnhart, and filled out all the stuff, filled out all the paperwork to redo it again. Your Gleason score, you have to have my medical scores, you have to have all the stuff. Hey guys, how's it going? And so all this stuff. So I filled it all out, mailed it in. She sent it into the VA. Well, I just got a packet of stuff from the VA just the other day.
Yeah.
And it says, for example,
what does it say?
Well, it says here again. This is the second time now they fill out these forms. Second time. Let's see. Oh well, I guess I don't have the first. Oh, hold on. I gotta find the first. No, it's here. Here we go. Dear Mr. Peterson, we're working on your claim. What do we still need from you? We need additional evidence from you. Please put your VA file number in the first page. You indicated you received treatment from Rockdale Hospital within a Georgia system. We need the VA form 214142 and 214142A, general release for the thing, submitting for the so-and-so. And then it's got a whole bunch of things I have to fill out. Right. Not only my paperwork of my address, but stuff like from the surgeon and the scores and all that stuff from the thing. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, they're doing it deliberately. Just, what was your provider facility conditions treated for, the dates of the treatment, the time and the treatment of the condition. I mean, my God, I did 3. I had surgery, I had chemotherapy, and I had radiation for 5 weeks every day. And I got to go through, and this is impossible. This is crap. So I'm going to say screw it. Why? Hell with it. Here we go again.
That's what they want you to do.
They want me to say screw it. Well, you win, you bastards. Screw it. And frankly, I don't feel like I'm disabled. I don't feel like a victim, but I could get money, tax-free money, the rest of my life. By the way, and they and so screw it. I'll just suck it up and take it in the neck, just because that's what they want. Screw. By the way, screw you, veterans. And let's remember, after they charge a Marine with a manslaughter charge, from now on it's the United States Marine Murderers Corps, United States Murderers Corps, according to the president. That's really ticking me off, man. Almost 5:14. Time for the 5:13 break. Sorry.
with about 20 minutes later,
famous golfer, yeah.
bogey free.
Holy
62 to match.
Well, you know, they were taught the course is in Los Angeles, which, by the way, is why they're hearing screams and giggles and party sounds, because the Playboy Mansion is right near one of the holes. But they were taught the course. I saw a little bit of describing it. One of the par threes, much like Pebble Beach, has a little teeny par three, number 7. When I played that, when I broke 80 thing, at the one of the par threes is like 70 yards, which is, but it's a tough little 70 yards, and another par three is about 250. So they have, the gamut of all. So the players are saying they're setting up the course, so it could be anything. Amazing. How in the world can, and now I don't know what, now normally par there would be 72. Maybe they change it to par 70 because they make some of the par 5s long par 4s, so they may have taken two par strokes off. Either way, shooting a 62 at a major. This is the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open is famous for having greens that are impossible. That you can't putt the greens.
Not anymore.
I can't wait. I'm going to watch it. It's on replay tonight at 8 o'clock.
You know what? I didn't even know it was going on until just about an hour.
I just found. I remembered it. I remember. I remembered it last night looking through TV Guide. Oh my God, the U.S. Open's on today. So.
By the way, how come Holy Crap at Sports isn't on YouTube here? How come we've gone commercials here or something?
It should be up and running now.
Okay.
Watching Pete Davis. That's not
both
fair.
My fans want to see us do the sport.
We got Rumble. We got YouTube. We got Pete Davis.
Not anymore, obviously.
It's Shane's fault.
Shane. Come on, I got my own Sprite. What else do I got to do for you?
Famous, and then what?
Braves swept a doubleheader yesterday from the pesky Tigers. Ronald Acuna Jr., another monstrous home run to dead center. Unbelievable the power this guy's got. And he got to show out in front of his hero, Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera hit one. He goes, I'll hit one. I'll hit one farther than you, big guy. And it looks like Michael Harris II has broken out of his slump.
Wow,
one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Tell him what he did.
He just hit
4
balls.
for 4.
He was amazing yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. They start a 4-game series here in Truist Park tonight against the Rockies. And we had good news with Jesse Chavez. Nothing broken. Miguel Cabrera hit like a 100-mile-per-hour grounder. Yeah. It bounced once and then hit him right under the knee. And he went down like he'd been shot.
On the bone.
On the bone. Ugh. And they say it's like grapefruit sized. He just went on the 15th day IL.
At least.
But nothing is broken, hopefully. So, meanwhile, the Mets season.
Excuse me. I will bet you this. If we have a doctor listening, you can confirm this or not. I will bet you that if he had broken it, he'd be back earlier. If he had cracked it, he'd probably be back earlier than a bruise or a contusion from inside a bone that part close to his knee. Just guessing.
Okay, Dr. Peterson.
Just saying.
Meanwhile, the Mets season has gone so badly thus far, you wouldn't blame them if they resorted to cheating. They're 4 games under 500, 10 games behind Atlanta, and now they're even being punished when they don't cheat. Pitcher Drew Smith was ejected from Tuesday night's game against the Yankees. They found sticky gunk on his pitching hand, the umpires did. But Smith chased down an MLB official in the dugout, pleading with him, check my hands. The guy looked at him, laughed, and said, there's nothing on your hands. So they're probably not going to suspend him.
How they?
The umpire, who knows? It's arbitrary. Who knows what these guys...
But they actually feel the hand. They don't look at it. They feel it. They run their hand on, which is kind of creepy to me, by the way.
The way they fondle it?
Well, no, they rub
like
your
last
hand.
year, he was looking the guy in the eye while he was doing
that
it.
Was creepy.
I put my left hand on my right arm and my left arm.
He ended up ejecting him from that
And
game.
he did that to Madison Bumgarner, who's not above smacking somebody.
Yeah.
That was a really stupid thing to do.
But they rub it. They actually feel it and rub it. So how could it be all over the place and then not all over the place?
Well, he's a Met, Every SEC team will play conference newcomers Oklahoma and Texas in 2024, and the Longhorns will renew their rivalry with Texas A&M for the first time in about 12 years. The SEC released its schedule, or most of it last night, features Alabama at Georgia, Georgia at Texas, and Oklahoma at LSU. And let's see, they're going to eliminate the divisions for 2024. Not this year. We got one more year of things normally, even though I like everything that's going on.
Oklahoma at LSU.
That should be some fun.
I know, but again, you just don't think of those combinations. You start talking about Oklahoma playing Auburn or something.
There's a trade-off here. You're going to keep Alabama, Auburn, probably. You're going to keep Florida, Georgia, but Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Georgia, which is the oldest rivalry in the Deep South. I don't see how they get rid of that. And an old one for me, Ole Miss LSU, which has always been a really good game and fun. That may be going by the wayside too, which is kind of. Kind of shame.
My final wife and I, 30 years of deceit.
Oh,
Went to the Georgia-Auburn game on that train that they had back that you picked it up down a Little 5 Points or someplace. And you got on, it was a dinner train, and the dinner was hot dogs, boiled hot dogs on cold rolls.
What a
that
shot.
was the dinner for like $400 a piece. And it was a train that rode from Atlanta to Athens.
To India?
You had to take so it felt like it. It was horrible. It was clankety, and so it was an awful experience. And then the game, and of course, we never got our seats because 10,000 kids are trying to make sure you don't get anywhere. It was a horrible nightmare, but we got to see part of the game, and the train ride back, the whole thing was a disaster. I should have known better.
All right. You can read all about this, not what he just said, but everything else, in my lovely book, The Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football. An updated version coming later this summer.
Wow. And what's your other book, too, about the doggy book?
Oh, I got 1,000 books. I got 1,000 books. The canines of college football. Focus, will you?
I can't. There's
I'm
big
going to put
window
blinds
here
on this window.
God, there's a big picture window, and like 9 of the most beautiful women you've seen in a year are walking by here.
But we got professional.
I'm
we have to be professional now.
All right, I'm professional now.
We're actually working for
I'm
a company.
professional now.
All right.
That'd be a first.
Bryce Harper, who hails from Las Vegas, says it's a bad idea for the A's to move there from Oakland. They should get an expansion team instead. Which, by the way,
well, no. Then you have to have 2 expansion teams, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, if they expand, it's going to be 2 more.
Yeah. Well, can we do that in baseball?
You can do anything you want.
Well, but
it's America.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's America.
America.
The Athletics franchise is older than the town of Las Vegas. They started in Philadelphia in 1901. Vegas was not established until 1905.
Yeah.
All right.
And not really established till the gangsters took over. Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah. They're sports.
I'll be damned. Well, good job, sir. Well done. Thank you so much. It's a 5:29 already with Pete Davis and Flounder, and it's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Coming up, we got actual stuff, and you'll hear some fun stuff and some good stuff here coming right up there.
That stuff.
Yeah, the whole stuff here. And a prank that nearly got somebody shot. At first, 5:30 on 106.3. Da-da-da. 5:35. How you doing? They play a little. Here you go.
It's about to lose my mind. On my way to California.
You can't help tapping your foot. I love it. 5:36. Over the line, all right. On this day, and it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and the whole crew here, and having a good time. It's a Thursday evening. 1752 on this day. I thought we just talked about this. This couldn't be right, but on the history note, 1752. Ben Franklin went into a thunderstorm with a kite, and a little spark proved his theory that lightning is actually electricity.
You know, they always show his son there as a little kid. His son was a grown man.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, and Ben Franklin, by the way, was a brilliant inventor, scientist, theorist. I mean, he was, he liked the ladies in France. He liked those little pork chop, little fat ladies in France in their little...
he lived a life.
Yeah, he did. He spent the whole revolution in France having sex with all the girls.
He ain't stupid.
Yeah. He came back in 1784 or something.
I got to go back?
Yeah, I'm not going to. You give me a break. Hold on, Joel, getting right to you. You're coming up. And also, more. Now we got you, Facebook people, or YouTube people.
You know, if we had lost, he would have never come back. Because the English would have killed him.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there was I remember reading something, or maybe one of the TV specials on History Channel or something, about the duplicity and some people who were, I mean, there was a real serious situation going on there about his future and his life. And didn't he have a problem with it breaking up with his son, too?
Oh, his son, I think he saw his son once.
Yeah.
Toward the end there, before his son was put to death, wasn't he? Or something? He was jailed.
There was some horrible...
He was arrested in New York, arrested by us, because he was pro-British. Yeah, and they saw each other one more time, I think, at the end, but that was about it.
Yeah. Quick birthdays, Jim Belushi, 69. He was the guy in the gorilla costume in Trading Places. And
he's got a marijuana farm out in California.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. And Wade Boggs, former baseball star, 65. The
man who once claimed to have drank over 100 beers on a flight.
Wade Boggs?
Yeah.
I don't. But you can't put that much liquid in a stomach.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, 100 times 16, unless it was 2-ounce beers. Even then, 200. If it was a 2-ounce beer, 200 ounces, you can't put 200 ounces in your stomach.
He ate chicken before every meal, and he had that chick that sued him for palimony.
Right, that's right. Yeah. And didn't she give him herpes or something? Wasn't that one of the things? Or was that?
That I don't know.
Anyway. I'm sorry. Joel's been waiting. I'm so sorry, man. I appreciate it, Joel. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. What's going on? My bad.
Hey, real quick, you talk about Jim Belushi. My brother, I'm the youngest of 4 boys. My second oldest brother took a leak next to Jim Belushi when he was in college.
Really? Now, tell me, where was
Brushes
that?
with fame.
That was at Ferrum College back in Virginia.
Well, I'll be darned.
Probably back in that was in the mid '80s at that time.
Wow, that's cool. Were they college buddies, or he knew him, or was just I think at a bar, or what?
Jim was doing a show that night. My brother's in the bathroom taking a leak. He was like, "Oh, hey, you're Jim Belushi."
I'll be darned. Very funny.
But anyway, but the reason for my call is this morning I heard on the morning show where the White House congratulated the Las Vegas or the Vegas Golden Knights for winning the first championship for the city. But then someone called in and it's like, what about the WNBA championship?
Right.
You got to figure that, Joe Biden doesn't really care about women, because if he did, that trans woman that showed her boobs on the White House lawn, he would have been up there rubbing her shoulders and sniffing her hair.
Yeah, maybe he did when it was over and done. Hey, man, what a despicable, this entire administration, they keep doubling down and going more and more and more, trying to shove our noses in it. And this is not what America wants or needs. And yet they're so out of touch. And they walk around, I keep thinking of whoever made this analogy I just love. It's like a president showers with daughter. He acts like, some pigeon who shows up at a public park where a bunch of people are playing chess, and he lands on the chessboard, kicks the pieces all over the place, pretends he won, and then flies off like he's the winner. I mean, it's just, what are they doing? I mean, I don't get any of this stuff.
And this before he takes a dump on the chessboard.
He takes, that's just unbelievable. Joel, have a good one, man. I appreciate it. And by the way, speaking of Brooke, what you got there?
Stephanie has weighed in.
Stephanie, hey, baby.
About that railroad across the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to wait for that.
She knows how it's going to work.
How's it going to work?
Says it's going to float on their bull blanket.
Stephanie. Hey, baby. Good to have Kim or Babe right there for sure. Our number, by the way, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Kevin Costner is having a problem with his soon-to-be ex-wife who doesn't want to end it without getting a little extra something or other. They were married.
Hey, how about something for the effort?
There'll be no cash. Anyway, they're estranged at the time. He's been, out of... Oh, hold on, I got to put these things on here. He's been out of pocket for a while. He wants to go back to his house they've been sharing that he bought 16 years before they ever got married in California. Her name is Christine Baumgardner, and she sued him for divorce. And so far, the deal is that they have a prenup, and it said if she divorces, or if they divorce, that she has to get out of the house. And she refuses to leave. Even though there's a prenup, and his lawyer says it's over, it's done, and she's got to get out. The agreement says she hasn't held up her part of the bargain. Costner has paid, gave her $200,000 at the beginning of. By the way, I'm amazed at these figures. So let me listen to this. They're having a divorce right now. They've been married for 18 years. Okay. And he bought the property 16 years before he married her. So they've been married 18 years. Now she filed for divorce. He, according to the document, he gave her $1 million as part of the prenup agreement. If they get a divorce, he gave her $1 million. And he gave her $200,000 at the beginning of their marriage and offered her money to find a new home and gave her $10,000 for moving and part of her attorney's fees. That's it? Kevin Costner's worth what? $1 billion, $500 million, $300 million. He gave her $1 million and $200,000 at the beginning of the marriage. So when they get divorced, he's given her a total of $1 million and expense money and $10,000 to move. That's it.
It worked for Tiger.
Holy cow, man! Boy, did I want to get his lawyer. No. I want my money back.
You idiot!
Sure, he gave like 1/10 of news.
Got breaking news.
Breaking.
Jack Posobiec is reporting
that
President Trump attempted to call into Fox News in their 8 p.m. block on the night of his arraignment in Miami, and they told him no. So it wasn't just CBS and MSNBC censoring what he had to say. It was Fox as well.
Fox Television?
8 p.m. block. That's where Tucker's old block was.
Holy moly.
And they said no to the ex-president of the United States wanting to talk about his arraignment and indictment and arrest.
Does it say why? I can't believe
because they're censoring him.
But still, they're trying to get an audience back at 8 o'clock. The best way to do it is say, we got Donald Trump at 8 o'clock. Brian Kilmeade's going to interview him. Everybody in the world will be watching it. The day he got indicted?
The arraignment, yeah.
I mean, he got arrested, got arraigned. The day he got arraigned, he wanted to be on TV, and they wouldn't put him on that night?
Definition of news. That's the definition of news.
It's over. I'm telling you, the Second Amendment is dead. It's not. It has no meaning if it's not being used. If a press doesn't care about actually reporting the news.
Well, guess what? Those out there who are listening, you're the smart ones because this is the last place basically you're going to get. This and Twitter is the last place you're going to get the real stuff. This radio station and Twitter.
And the government is now trying to get car companies to no longer put AM radios in the cars, or the car companies don't want to put them in because they don't think it's they want to spend the money.
But it's an emergency thing.
And it should be used for emergencies if nothing else. But also, it's the main way that people still get talk radio.
Yeah, what a shot.
So they don't want people to listen to the conservative talk radio. So they say no more AM radios in the cars.
So by listening and doing what you're doing with our sponsors, you're helping support one of the last vestiges that keeps our republic free. I'm not kidding about this.
No, we're absolutely serious. And again, we're a tiny little nothing radio station right now. We're trying to find a way to grow and bore and get bigger and stronger and take them on.
This is a hell of a lineup.
But this is David Dickey's got some balls on this because this no one's doing this. No nobody. In fact, I've been blackballed. So I was blackballed by the last place in a national press release.
Yeah.
They insulted and slandered me and blackballed me in a national press release. That scumbag bitch who was running the company over there. Well, I'm not gonna say that. No, so I'll tell her to her freaking face. Anyway, hold on. All right.
It's time for your pills.
It's 5:45.
Take your pills.
I need to get a stewardess in here. Calm me down. 5:45. All right, we're not done yet. Now, I understand.
Take your meds.
All right. Three. Here's a phone number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Coming up, a little peach sweet. Oh, by the way, I heard from a little bird today that apparently Mr. Flounder, as I came into the studio today, Mr. Flounder was not here. He was having a lunch break.
Oh, was he?
With a certain young lady.
A friend? Yes, I was.
Well, now, fork it over. Come on. Where'd you go? What'd you have?
We went to the Mexican joint across the street, the Tex-Mex place.
Yeah. Okay, I like Tex-Mex. Now, what did you have? How,
we shared a
they shared.
Afternoon delight.
It's just like the little doggies with the spaghetti, the Disney, what do they call them? The Lady and the Tramp kind of deal. You'll be the tramp, she'll be the lady, sure.
The tramp.
Yeah, and now, so is this like a first, like daytime workday lunch thing?
Yeah, she kind of works over where the racetrack building is a couple days a week, so she was able to swing over to the Battery and have lunch.
Afternoon
I
delight.
really think you really should be bringing her here to watch you do your radio show.
Oh, yes, impressive.
She knows what you do, so she listens, right? I assume she listens, right?
No.
She wants to hear you on the radio. She does. What's her name again?
I think she's awful open-minded to go out with you. Well, okay, you weren't convicted, so I guess it's okay.
It was never convicted. Never convicted.
She's awful open-minded.
Yeah, anyway. Well, we're going to find out more about her, and we're going to show up at her workplace one day.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, hold everything. It's 10 before 6, and now it's time,
that time
for...
that thing
where he reads stuff.
The thing
and
we do.
The thing with reading
that
and the
thing
paper.
That you do.
There we go. No, there we go. I messed up. I screwed him up from the minute we started at 3 o'clock. Flounder had no chance. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? We can wave to you. Hi, girl. They're very sweet little girls.
So cute.
No, they're like 9-year-old girls who are going to the ball game and they're waving through the window. Hi. We love to see. Come in anytime. In fact, you can bring them in until we'll talk them on the radio.
What we're doing right now probably is not a good idea.
Well, we can't right now. But after Pete's tweets, we might. Yeah, when they don't hear anything. Yeah.
I am so glad the YouTube camera wasn't on when we first came back. I did the old thing where you put your headphones on.
Yeah.
And the wire gets stuck under your chair.
I was wondering what you were doing over there.
And it snaps and it smacks you in the face. So I'm going to have a shiner tomorrow, which no one's going to see. But that's pretty good. All right, Pete's tweets.
Yeah.
Andy writes, arguably, Treat Williams' greatest achievement was having dated Dana Delaney.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, she was a hottie from China Beach, was it?
Still good looking.
Was it China Beach?
China Beach, and she was in
a lot of things.
Tombstone.
Yeah, but she did a lot of things. Yeah, she was great in that, too, by the way. Good looking woman.
Rhyming Mama tweets, my daughter just asked me where we keep our crowbar. And I'm pretty sure that's my cue to end the unsupervised play portion of our game.
Hey, Mom, where's the crowbar?
Yeah.
What a question.
And you're not paying attention. And you go, oh, it's in the garage on the shelf.
Wait a minute.
And then it's like Calvin and Hobbes. It's like, wait a minute. Why did he just ask me? All right. The National Park Service, I'm not kidding, has a Twitter account and tweeted this yesterday. Hike in groups. Bears like to have options. The Heinlein Society tweets, a quick reminder, if you are injured on an alien planet, ask for their veterinarian and not their doctor. Now, why would you do that?
Well, I don't know.
Because those doctors are just like human doctors. They only work on humans, so they would only work on the aliens. The veterinarians they have would be looking at other species.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
well, if we ever go to a foreign... Now, would you go if a spaceship landed and approached you?
At this point, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Now, even if they said
you
can't
alone, though?
Two questions. One, if they said you can't tell anybody, we're taking you right now. No calls. No, I'm going to be gone, Mom. I love you, honey, or anything like that. You're forever. Well, never come back.
Probably go.
Huh? Probably go. All right, and now, if they said you can bring a friend or a girl. Would you now? How about this? All of a sudden, now as far as we know, I think you probably have a little something on us. I think you have a little chippy something. I think he's got a little something we don't know about, a little girly, but maybe not. Let's say you don't have something special on.
You don't have something special.
Let's not say it. I mean, I'll say it together. Okay. Now, if they said to you, you have 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
To call some girl. Danny, thank you for getting my car, man. I appreciate it.
He's not watching.
If they call you, not watching. If they said you have 10 minutes to call a girl and say, we're going on a spaceship and we're never coming back. We're going to wherever and never coming back.
Just me?
Will you come with me on our journey to a foreign experience?
She'd hang up the phone.
Would you call? Would you know who to call?
Nope.
Would you have a girl you'd like to call to ask?
Nope.
Flounder, what about you? If you had a chance, to go on a spaceship right now, no call anybody, don't say goodbye, you don't call your nephews and your dad or nothing. Boom, you're gone. One, would you do that? First of all, would you do that?
No.
Secondly, if they said, we'll give you an hour to call people or say goodbye, and then we'll take you.
I don't know if I'd want to.
Well, you're too young. You wouldn't do it.
I
You're
still
42.
got a lot. Yeah, I still got a little bit to live.
Now, the other thing is, if they said to you,
that's not what I heard.
we're giving, we got 10 minutes for you. If you want to take a girlfriend, we have 10 minutes. If you want to find a girl who will go with you on this journey to forever in outer space, would you call this girlfriend, or would you know who to call,
Sure,
or would
why
you
not?
want to do it?
Yeah, I'd try it out.
You see, baby, he's not
How about you?
He's crazy about you.
Don't change the
He won't
subject.
even tell us her name because he doesn't want us to come down there.
It's Dahlia. I think it's
Dahlia.
Valentina.
Would you? Do you have a girl you would call?
Uh,
A guy.
I wonder how many girls would think I would call them.
Mr. Ego over here.
Zero. There's no woman in the world, if I called and said, will you, first of all, there's no woman if I called and said, will you do anything with me in 10 minutes? Let alone spend the rest of eternity
there you go, 10 minutes.
in outer space.
That's double the last time, Kimmer.
That answer, all that stuff has all been dead and yanked and spit on and tortured for 30 freaking years. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Daryl says, I just realized a lot of people don't like to hold hands in public, especially if they don't know you.
In the movie theater, for example.
Did I tell you what I did in London?
No.
I went to, it was called the Italian Gardens. It's in Hyde Park. It's a beautiful place to just go sit there and watch the people and the ducks. It's just gorgeous.
Like a park.
A park. It's like a park, but it's based on like an Italian garden, so it's beautiful.
Really? Okay.
So I went there, and it was the second day I was there, and it was 5 o'clock. It was nice, and there was a good-looking woman sitting on one end of the bench, and it was the only bench that was open, so I sat down at the end of it. I'm sitting there, and I thought, God, I've always wanted to do this in a foreign country. And I literally just looked ahead, and it's looking straight ahead, and I said what we talked about before. I said, did you bring the stuff? And she kind of startled for a second. She was on her phone, and she looked over there, and I didn't look at her, and she looked at me, and she thought, well, he must be talking on the phone or something else. So for about a couple of minutes passed by, and I said, really, I got the money. Did you bring the stuff? And the second time, she stops and looks, and she goes, excuse me, you're talking to me. I said, I'm just screwing with you. I always wanted to do that. And she thought it was so funny. She goes, I'm going to do that to somebody.
See, there you go.
I said, you got to go to a foreign country to do it, though. It's even better when you're doing that.
Cement the deal? I'm saying you went off to the bangers
she
and
got
mash.
She laughed, and she got up and left.
Oh, well, a story of my life.
Declaration of Memes has a new bumper sticker, BLM, Biden loves minors.
Oh, I like it.
I do like it a lot. Okay. Even the non-binary people are fed up with this pronoun nonsense.
Yeah.
Singer Demi Lovato, who came out as part of the Alphabet Soup cult.
And by the way, no one knew. I didn't know anything about them. Demi Lovato had some very big hit songs a couple of years ago, huge. And then all of a sudden, she announces, "I'm now they them" or something.
Well, she had mental issues before that.
Didn't she get hospitalized or she needed some kind of treatment or something? I think or something bad happened to her.
Anyway, she says she had to quit using they, saying having to remember using it all the time was just exhausting.
Wow.
So even she's having it.
But now,
imagine how the rest of us sane people feel.
Yeah. Now, so is she back to just being, she, her, I'm just me again? Or
probably because it's so much easy. Because you say I or me, and no, I'm sorry, they.
Again, but why would you even want to bother with a whole issue? If you look like a girl, somebody's going to call you she. How can you be offended if you feel? I mean, come on, this is just stupid.
Which brings me to this. Tim tweeted: Men in the 1940s lied about their age to go save the world in World War II. Men in 2023 lie about their gender so they can win medals in women's sports.
Man, is that perfect?
Oh, by the way, Kimmer's Bible School now in session.
Uh-oh. Well, we're both ordained ministers.
Larry says, musical question on Jeopardy the other night. None of the three geniuses could do this.
Okay.
Matthew 6:9 says, Our Father, which art in heaven, blank be thy name.
Hallowed.
Oh, I got it. Hallowed be thy name.
With an ED.
Nobody on Jeopardy knew that.
You got to be kidding me. You say it every day for your whole life as a child.
It's the Lord's Prayer.
It's Sunday school. You mean nobody went to church ever?
Even Claude Justeau knows
Claude
the
knows it. My buddy Heinous Graphic is very familiar. How the hell did we get the two names? Do you remember? My name now is Heinous Graphic, and I have no idea how we got that. How we get to that?
Oh, we're talking about the fox. The Fox Chiron. Oh, I didn't tell you about the Fox Chiron. I don't know if we have time to do that.
And I mentioned that'd be a great anchorman's name. Good evening, Heinous Graphic reporting. Here's the news. I'm Heinous Graphic.
Oh, yeah. At the very end of the graphic at Fox News, under Biden and Trump, somebody wrote, the Chiron said, wannabe dictator speaks at the White House after having his political rival arrested. Wannabe dictator.
Wannabe dictator. That's right. There you are. Dictator, and the answer is see you tomorrow. It's almost 6 o'clock. I gotta go. You're killing me. How to hurt?